they were four of the biggest TV stars of the 90s. Huge. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala and Poe.
But what
Amazing.
What was it really like being on the Teletubbies? Now, almost 30 years since the iconic children's show hit our screens, we're joined now by three of the stars from the original series.
Yeah, John Simmet, who played Dipsy. How are you, Dipsy? Jess Smith, who was the iconic Sun Baby, with her own Sun Baby, Poppy. Hi, both. How are you? And Nikki Smedley. Lala is joining us live from Edinburgh because you're up at the Fringe at the moment. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, good to be here.
Hi. I just don't know why I thought you'd be in your costumes.
No, I couldn't afford it from the dry cleaners just now.
Oh, there we go, Nikki. Good stuff. Hey, Nikki, you're up at the Fringe at the moment because you've kind of Teletubby themed show going on up there, have you?
That's right. I have my show Confessions of a Teletubby. We're here until Saturday the 10th at 10:30 in the morning. It's marvellous Space UK. Well, it's been going really well. People have a great time.
Let the confessions begin. How did it all start?
Well, for me, it started in the unbelievable way of seeing an ad in a paper, doing the audition, getting the job. So, yeah, that was unlikely but true.
Did you know what you were getting into? Did they give you any clue that you were going to be this kind of famous, kind of bubbly creature?
Well, yeah, because we were in sort of from the beginning, which was really lovely because we had a chance to sort of help develop our characters and so forth. And actually, it was when Anne Wood came into one of the auditions to tell us exactly what it was she was trying to do with the programme. And she was brilliant, and she spoke with such eloquence and passion and integrity that I did have a slight suspicion it was going to be huge.
I mean, Nikki, it was huge, but I remember like a lot of parents were quite appalled at first because they were a little bit unsure whether their children would pick up the Teletubbies dialect, weren't they?
They were. I mean, I think parents were unsure because unlike a lot of shows, we didn't have a grown-up on the screen explaining to the adults what was going on. You know, the kids got it like that. They understood. And also, I think children, they're not stupid. They understand when we're playing an game, they understand that that is there and it's television. And when you have to say, you know, yes, hello, nicely to, you know, aged granny or whatever, you know, they know.
Nikki, is it true that Lala was, you know, people used to write in with love letters for you?
Yeah. Lovely Lala. Yes, they did. We all had really lovely bits of, I mean, some children they'd send us like their favourite little toys and things. It's a gesture of love. It was incredibly heartwarming.
Oh, lovely.
Dipsy, did you Dipsy get many love letters, John?
No love letters, but lots of letters today from people aged anything from 25 to 32.
Wow.
From around the world, and they're always saying, oh, thank you. This is on Instagram, by the way. Thank you for making my childhood wonderful.
Amazing.
And you get that all the time, I mean, nearly daily. And it's all over the world because it's in so many countries. However, there's still no appropriate response to that because one, it's humbling, but how do you respond to somebody saying, who you've never met, saying, you made my childhood wonderful?
But you can only respond as Dipsy because they want to stay with the Dipsy
This is
thing,
true,
right?
and that furry toddler can't really write.
No.
John, do you tell people that you were a Teletubby? Because obviously they wouldn't know unless you told
I don't
them.
open with that, but it tends to precede you, the fact you have some very famous work clothes. Put that away. You know, it precedes me all over the place in many countries.
And how did you get the job?
I went to an audition, being a comedian, not an actor. I turned up and they liked the way I move, and they asked if I could sing, and I can't. Well, I lied that I could because I could tell that the producer was actually interested, and subsequently myself, Nikki, Poi and Late Simon, we've sung on 2 #1 singles and sold over 1 million records, so it's bizarre, but pleasantly bizarre, put it that way.
Can you remind me of Dipsy's voice?
Oh, you got me now.
I can't.
Big hug.
Oh, I'm right back there.
Which is a bit of a contrast to my natural.
I got to hear Lala. Nikki, can you give us some Lala? Do you guys want to have a little Teletubbies chat, maybe?
We met in Edinburgh last year because I went to support Nikki's show there. It's brilliant, by the way.
Well, you know, do you want to have a little Teletubbies chat?
Dipsy, love you, Dipsy.
Big hug.
Big hug.
Oh, my goodness. And we've got to come to you, Jess, because I've got to say, you can actually tell that you were the Teletubby baby because you've got such a baby face. You haven't sort of lost, like, your baby face looks. Look at you here.
Oh.
And how beautiful and how cute were you? That has been shown all over the world. How many episodes your face has been on. And you are here today with the happiest baby in the world, Poppy.
Hi, Poppy.
Hello, how are you?
So, I mean, it's so unusual for you because Jess would have known nothing about it. You're a baby.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
And do you tell people that you were like the Teletubby baby?
I don't know, but everybody I'm with knows. So everyone else tells everybody. So my partner Ricky tells everybody, and so does his family, so does my family. Everybody tells everybody. So it doesn't matter where I go, everybody knows.
And how did you get the job then?
I was being weighed at the hospital. Apparently I was a crybaby at the time, but the only way my mum could settle me was to take me to the hospital for the midwives, and that was like the furthest point of the village, so that's where she took me. And the producer had been in the same day and asked to forward any baby names, so that's what happened, and I believe it was a mini audition, and then, yeah, I got the part.
Your eyes haven't changed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The eyes, yeah.
Those bright
wonderful.
blue eyes.
Oh, wonderful.
And what would you say if anybody wanted Poppy to be the baby of the new Teletubbies, because she's so happy?
She is. We'd absolutely go for it. Absolutely. It would be so nice to see her on, like, my role from when I was little, just to take over my legacy, as it were.
She's been smiling since she came in, and the beauty about being the baby is you don't have to wear a costume. Nikki and John, I want to talk costumes. First of all, Nikki, talk us through what it was like wearing that costume. Because these were long days, weren't they?
They were very long days. We were there for kind of 11 or 12 hours a day, and, you know, through the heat of the summer. And I always say to people, if you want to kind of replicate it, you could wrap about 15 blankets around yourself, tie a bag of coal to your head, blindfold, go into a sauna and jump up and down for about 11 hours, looking fantastically happy about the whole thing. And that's my job.
I got to ask, what was in Dipsy's handbag?
Dipsy didn't wear a handbag. Dipsy was too manly for that. Tinky Winky's handbag.
Tinky Winky.
Tinky
It was
Winky's
Tinky Winky's handbag.
Reflecting of the times, it was Nokia 2nd series, very, very basic. Basic and brick.
Really? Mobile phone. That's hilarious.
And Jess, what are you doing with yourself now then?
Maternity leave.
Oh,
so
God, lovely.
full-time mum.
Enjoy it.
Absolutely love it.
Enjoy every single second of it as well.
John,
Wouldn't change it.
what an amazing legacy all of you have left on so many people. I love the fact there are 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds contacting you.
And at this point, we have to big up Poi, who played Poe, late Simon Shelton, Dave Thompson, all the others who contributed, and particularly the producers, because Anne Wood has already mentioned, and Andy Davenport. They were visionary. And so they weren't making anything that was already out there. They came up to do something original. And as you see, as Jess says, it's touched people all over the world, so you don't have to mention it, people know, you know, so...
I heard recently that where they filmed it was that the real setting is actually it's changed. They put a pond in there, so it's not there anymore where the Superdome, because a lot of it was real. You were actually running up and down hillsides in those outfits.
Correct, and I think so many people visited and make a pilgrimage, a non-religious pilgrimage down there. The owners of the farm wanted to reclaim it as a farm and stop people coming around taking pictures, so it's returned to its natural state.
Where was this set then?
It's just outside Stratford and Avon, in an area called Wimpstone. Would you think if you're a teenager coming from there, that would have been a bit tough?
Far away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Can you leave us with just one more Teletubbies chat between you, Dipsy and Lala? Just a little more, because it's so lovely. Give us I don't care what you talk about.
It should be an end, shouldn't it? It should be where we say goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, Dipsy. I don't want to see you, Dipsy. Happy tea time with Dipsy. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you, guys. Nikki, good luck at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Kill it again, sis.
Thank you.
I love
Thanks,
how close
John.
you are. John, thank you for coming in. I really
Cheers,
enjoyed
buddy.
that
Thanks so
chat.
much.
Thank you for having
Jess
us.
and Poppy, good luck with everything.
Jess.
Enjoy your maternity.
Thank you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Now, it might seem like a bargain, but as our next guest found out, getting cosmetic dentistry in Turkey can be very, very expensive and a painful mistake.
After cancer treatment left her feeling insecure about her teeth, Sarah Watson flew out there in the hope of achieving the perfect smile with veneers.
Yes, but instead she returned home with rotting gums, excruciating sensitivity and a huge bill to get everything fixed. She's joining us now alongside dentist Dr. Trishala. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you.
No worries.
Because I have met so many people that have gone to Turkey, some of them absolutely brilliant job, and the other half of them, they've had nothing but an absolute nightmare. Now, I've got to say, your teeth look absolutely beautiful now, but you've been through the run of the mill with it, haven't you, to get them? So what happened with your teeth at the beginning? You were going through chemo, weren't you?
I had chemo tablets and radiotherapy, so that was left me a bit debilitated and a bit down, and your teeth sort of crumble a little bit. Your gums are not strong enough after, because you take that tablet for 5 years, and I had 18 sessions of radio, which is quite a lot. So I was a bit disheartened about my teeth. My hair was thinning, and so I just wanted. That's okay, I'm fine now. But I just wanted to have a nice smile.
Yeah.
So, most importantly, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really good
Great.
now. Yeah, I'm in remission, so that's really good. So
Well done. You look great. You look really healthy and great. OK, so you got a problem with the teeth. You want a solution. What were your options at that stage?
Well, I never even thought about it till my cousin had gone to Turkey. And I thought, well, her teeth look amazing. I rang her. Yeah, brilliant, Sarah, she said. So that was the start of that. And I decided to jump on board.
Were there UK options?
There was. I had gone to one dentist in London. It was £26,000, which was way out of my price range.
Oh, my word. OK,
Yeah.
versus...
Yeah, 3,500.
OK.
Right, OK. So did you read all the reviews at
No.
Turkey? Oh,
No.
right, you didn't read the reviews.
No.
But, you know, your cousin had been to the
Yeah,
same
I just
practice.
took her recommendation and, you know, I went on board, and I really wish I'd done my homework, obviously. I would never recommend anybody doing what I did.
But I can see, in your defence, I can see 27,000 here versus 3,500 over there.
There was no brainer. I just thought, I'm just going to need to do it. Husband wasn't happy, but I thought I needed to do it.
What did he say when you told him you were going to Turkey?
No. But then I've been through so much, so he gave in the end. He's so cute.
What were his concerns, and did they come to fruition?
His concerns were what happened, basically, what happened to me in the end.
OK.
And he was right.
So, Sarah, you've got to Turkey.
Yeah.
You know, what happened then? Did you go straight into the dentist when
I
you
went
got there? Or...
I slept with my money under my pillow.
Did you?
I was so frightened. Because it was cash. They only take cash.
Do they?
That should have been a red flag. Anyway.
Can I ask just a real basic question? When you go in there, does it look like a normal dentist surgery? Are there red flags?
No, it was like a reception room, then a room with glass, and then the dentist is there.
Does it look professional? Does it look...
Sort of, yeah. I didn't really think about it, but I went to pay the money, and he said he just counted it next to me, and then said, go in.
And do they put you up in a hotel? And
They do. It wasn't really a hotel. It was like a bed and breakfast, but it was fine. There was nothing wrong with that. It was just, there was no consultation, no... I sent them pictures, and then I was there in the chair, and they were taking out teeth. They removed 6 of my teeth.
And he'd not spoken
No.
You've gone in there, he's not spoken to, he's not said a word, he's there taking out 6 of your teeth.
Yeah, they started at the bottom, then they did the top the next day.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, and then they fitted, and that was ridiculous. It was all done in 2 days, the first lot, and then afterwards it finished, yeah.
And there the nightmare began.
There we go,
Talk us through the next steps of that.
So I got home, and first thing my husband said is, they're all on one bridge. I said, which is one thing. I said, well, what happens if anything happens to your teeth underneath? And I had this gap here, right here, because they removed 2 of my teeth. And I kept thinking, there's food going under there. It was big enough to put my nail underneath. No. And it didn't. And then I kept thinking of, this is 4 years on. So then it sort of became loose. The whole bridge became loose. I was eating. And then I made a TikTok, and it became loose about my teeth becoming loose. And that's where it went. So I had to go and see a dentist here.
Oh, my word. So at that stage, you knew this has gone wrong.
They're coming off.
They
were coming off, and I would have been left with the points shaven.
And the cost of the fix and the length of time for the fix, how long has it taken?
For now, it's about, we're up to about nearly 15,000 now. Oh, and 18 months. I'm still going now. I had 2 implants fitted two weeks ago. So I'm still waiting for the gums to heal on that, and then I'll have my implants fitted, screwed in, and then the rest of the work finished.
So you thought you were getting screwed in implants?
I know, I thought I was going to get individual teeth over the top of my teeth. I don't know what they call them. but it never happened.
Oh, so you thought you were going to get the individual teeth over the top of your teeth. So they shaved your teeth down. You were going to, and they just give you one straight gum
bridge,
shield.
and they didn't even fit it properly. So the gap here, where they took the teeth out, they shaved the teeth this side and this side, but didn't fit it down to fit this over here. So there was always that gap in there.
So did you have any gaps then, or?
Yeah, underneath here, yeah.
No, but did you have any gaps in between your
nothing.
teeth?
No, it's all on one bridge.
It's like a one piece.
You can't floss.
One big.
You can't do anything. Yeah.
Dr. Trishala, just from the moment that she walked into the surgery, the fact they started working straight away, how shocking is this to you?
I mean, I would not dare to do any treatment on a patient without speaking to them first, obtaining their consent, let alone just taking somebody's teeth out. I think this is a really, really good learning lesson for those who are considering going abroad for dentistry. And we must say, we have some of the best dentists in the world in Turkey. This is not all Turkish dentists, but obviously it's a bit of a phenomenon right now. But always ask questions. And if they can't speak the language, there's a language barrier. Ensure there's a translator. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be scared to ask questions. Ask what the other options are. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? We'd get asked this in the UK, so please do not hesitate to ask those questions, because taking somebody's teeth out without their consent is just, it's diabolical.
The only thing is, Dr. Trishala, you know, once somebody's gone to Turkey, not a lot of people want to help then, do they? Because they feel that that's their work, and if you're to take on their work, that's then your responsibility to try and fix something that... It's like trying to fix, I suppose, a house that somebody else has built incorrectly.
Absolutely. It's more complicated than doing the initial treatment in the first place. And the MDDUS, which is an indemnity organisation, say there is no requirement to undertake remedial work on the NHS contract except for assessment and appropriate pain relief. So if somebody is in pain, please do see an NHS dentist, because it's our job and our duty to ensure you are out of pain. However, this does not mean we can then undertake the whole treatment again. But yes, a lot of dentists will be extremely hesitant to touch these patients because it's very complicated. I mean, you know yourself that the risks of this are extremely complex and require specialist treatment a lot of the time. And a dentist can say, right, I don't feel comfortable treating you. This is out of my scope, so I may have to refer you somewhere else.
The reason Sarah bravely came in today, and thank you for doing this, because you want to help other people out there.
I don't want anyone to go through what I did,
And really thank you for that on behalf of anyone who's thinking about going to Turkey. We've established, you've said, that there are some good dentists out there. There's some bad ones. So just to everyone watching today who are considering this, what advice can you give them? Really practical advice to make sure they get the right person.
So recommendations obviously count for a lot. I know you had recommendations, so obviously that alone is not enough. But maybe even look into the qualifications the dentist has. Just make sure they're dentists, they've had the right skills, they've had the right training to undertake the treatment that you require and the treatment that you want. Again, the translation is crucial. A dentist should be telling you the pros, the cons, the risks, the other choices, the other treatment choices, so veneers, composite bonding. They should tell you all of this. So communication is key. And to obtain consent and informed consent, you have to be speaking the same language. So please ask for a translator. Don't just go into the chair and all of a sudden, you know, have treatment. Please stop them. And of course, just somebody looking at pictures of your teeth and then saying, right, I mean, I know this firsthand. I mean, we did a documentary a few years ago. We sent pictures of my teeth. I haven't had cosmetic work done, so I know it could have a little improvement. But my teeth, we sent pictures of. 70% of the 120 clinics in Turkey said I needed crowns and veneers.
No way.
You can't say that from just looking at one picture over Instagram DMs. So that should be a big red flag in itself. That is not enough if you're just sending pictures. You have to be seeing them in person for an assessment, x-rays, and in-person physical examination. So please pick up on those red flags and don't ignore them just because the price is a bit cheaper, because it may save on the financial costs, but long-term you'll suffer with your biological costs.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah, and as you said, there's good and bad, but and read the reviews.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nearly there, Sarah.
I nearly am.
How many more treatments left?
I've got a little bit more to go and then I'm finished,
Well, they look gorgeous
Thank
now.
you so
I
much.
know you've been on a long road of it, but
it's nearly at the end of it now. Thank you so much.
You look,
Good
they look really
Tell your
good. Thank
story.
you, Sarah. Thank you, Dr. Trishala.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. My next guests have been celebrated in a hit show called Fleabag, which we all know about, have a superstar fan in Celine Dion, and are unsuspectingly achieving cult status, Jose.
Yeah, often mistaken for nothing more than a beginner's pet. We're joined now by 12 guinea pigs, starring in the new Netflix documentary, The Keeper of Pigs, alongside their owner, Jamie Eglinton Parks, who says that these furry little loves helped him through one of the most difficult times of his life. And Dr. Scott is also here with us with some unmissable advice advice. Jamie, Dr. Scott, welcome to this morning. Jamie, they're so cute. Can I just ask who we have here? Because you can see that they've got real little characters already.
They have. So this one's Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Everest.
Is he Scottish?
So the belted, the lady that created the breed is Scottish.
Okay.
So the belted all have Scottish names. Okay. It's generally just my show pigs that get names, but they've all got their own characters.
And what is it you love about them so much? Is it...
Well, I love watching them. I've actually loved watching them whilst you've been over there. I've sat there watching them, and it's just watching them interact and going off and getting their food and then running back to the house. And
they're really funny, aren't they?
It's really hypnotic, actually.
This one's got a real little character, Craig.
Can people at home hear the sounds they're making? I wonder.
If I lean over, little noises,
can you hear the sounds? There's this little. It's such a cute little. Yeah. It's like a squeal, isn't it, Jamie? Yeah. That's a content sound they're making, is it?
So that means they're happy. When you go into my garage and if you rustle a bag, they sing like birds. They're like, I've been on the phone to people before, and they're like, "Have you got birds?" Yeah. I'm like, "No, I've got guinea pigs."
How many have you got?
I've got 80.
80.
Or about 80. When
80?
There's babies and the numbers go up and down, they fluctuate.
All in your garage?
Well, I built a garage specifically for them. So it's 16.5 foot squared, and it is insulated, lined in plastic. It's got heating, hot and cold running water. When I bought my house, I wanted somewhere that actually I enjoyed going down to.
There's a whole subculture out there about guinea pigs. We saw it in the documentary. There are guinea pig shows. Yep. All the breeders get in touch with each other, but also there's a lot of guinea pig rescuers who are playing a very important role out there because they are overbred and not very responsibly as well by some people. Obviously, you guys are the responsible side of things here. Talk to us about that world.
So the rescues, there are so many in the rescues. As you saw in the documentary, Shaz, she's constantly got influxes of 50 and 80 and so many coming in, and sometimes they can be in such bad condition and they just don't have the funding. You'll see on the documentary, there's times where Shaz feels like she just needs to close down because she's just running so low on funds, and they're there to help, and people need to support them.
And, I mean, support you do. I mean, you are a judge at, like, guinea pig shows across the country, aren't you? But they're not actually called guinea pigs. What's their real name, you know?
So they're called cavies.
Cavies?
Which is a technical name for them. Guinea pig is a nickname, and it will have come from the fact that they were probably a guinea when they came over, so it was...
Oh, guinea to buy them?
Yes.
OK, all right.
So it was a nickname, the guinea pig.
Oh.
Yes, because they're actually from South America, really, rather than, New Guinea, for example.
Yeah.
Dr. Scott, just because they're small doesn't mean they don't need a lot of care, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I would say they're one of the most neglected pets that we have in the UK. Probably rabbits are number one, and then guinea pigs number two. It's just because kids have a short attention span, and although they are a wonderful starter pet in that they are pretty low maintenance, they're pretty, healthy, they're sort of simple creatures to look after and care for. When children have short attention spans, they run out of interest and affection, and if the parents aren't stepping up, then they do sort of get left at the bottom of the garden. You can, of course, have them in enclosures that are quite small because they are a small animal, but I think that belies what they actually need. You can get nutrition really wrong. People will feed them a lot of pellets rather than the hay food that you can see here. And actually, they're an animal where their teeth constantly grow throughout their life. So if they're not eating almost like 20 hours a day, their teeth will overgrow, and it's almost like jail bars, and then they can starve to death. So it is an animal that needs to be so carefully looked after, and I think they live a lot longer than people think as well.
Oh,
this one's trying to hide in here.
So they can live sort of 5 to 6 years. A lot of people go, oh, maybe they're like 1 to 2, like, say, a hamster, but actually they live a lot longer. And I think when you think about kids, Joe, you know, Reg, like, when the kids are a certain age, they want a guinea pig. 5 years later, they might have got bored real quick. So you need to be the one looking after the guinea pig long after the child's given up their interest.
And just quickly, sorry, Craig, is it best to buy one on their own or a pair?
Always more than one. They like a community. They like chatting to each other. They are very sweet with one another. But the saying, bred like rabbits, they also breed like guinea pigs.
Yeah.
So you do need to make sure that you have them in same-sex couplings, or you can neuter them. So it's best to maybe neuter the male, and then you have them with females. Because I believe this guy's a boar, isn't he?
Yep, so
yes.
11 sows and 1 boar, but he's been neutered. He keeps them in check.
You can see how confident he is, actually, because the others are actually... This little albino one here is hiding behind the hay. Just very quickly, Jamie, before we let them go back home. I mean, they have helped you in your life. You've had a tough time, and they've brought calm to your life.
So they helped me through my divorce. They... I think for anyone, it's a time of upheaval and change, even if it's mutual. But having something to be able to concentrate on and put all your energy into. I spent a whole year, and I got 2 very good friends, and we went to shows all over the country, nearly every weekend. And it just gave me something to really focus on.
Jamie, thank you for bringing them in.
Yeah.
They're so lovely, and good luck in all your shows and your documentary. And thank you, Dr. Scott. It was really good advice. Thank you.
And thank you, gang.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, particularly you, big gang. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Yeah, like, that's not the 80s throwback thing, OK? That's not... We're celebrating football. We're celebrating England football. We're celebrating some brilliant footballers this morning. Because you may remember back in March, we met the amazing England men's amputee team. They were looking to raise £30,000 so they get to the Euros. Well, they raised nearly 40,000, Chelsea.
Yeah, they made it to France, coming 4th in the competition. And now another team of sporting heroes want to live out their dreams, the Lioness amputee team.
Well, we need to help them out. We need you to help them out. I'm delighted to say Rebecca, Shelby and Sarah are here to tell us all about it. How are you?
Hello. So good.
Great.
So excited to see everyone. And
so we got to get you ladies to the World Cup in Colombia.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You're going to bring it home.
Coming home all day.
That's why I like to hear Rebecca. Yeah. How much do you need to raise?
£30,000, I believe.
I think it's more of a, you know, it's a continual support in the sense of, you know, this is just the start. This is just the foundation. Us starting this is the foundation. We've got, you know, 3-4-year-olds that are coming up, and if they've got that opportunity to be supported throughout their childhood and into their adulthood and bring home more trophies, then there's nothing else we can ask for. So,
Shelbs, we'll start with all your stories, but Shelbs, can we have your story? Because you were actually a professional footballer before you had your leg amputated, weren't you?
Yeah, so I was due to go to America on a scholarship and kind of do my studies and stuff over there. I was then diagnosed with a really rare form of bone cancer in my pelvis, so had to kind of put it on the back burner, but I was fine. I'd been misdiagnosed for so long, so I was happy that something was able to be done. And then I got through that. Unfortunately, it came back again when I was 21 and had to have the left side of my pelvis removed, leaving my left leg paralysed. But then had a lot of complications because I don't like doing things easy. So then ended up getting a blood clot and lost my leg. But now my leg looks like a shark. He's called Bruce, and everyone loves Bruce. So.
Is that what you call it?
Everyone loves the shark from Finding Nemo.
Oh, yeah.
Shelbs, I love you. I love your outlook. I love your outlook. Well,
Sarah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you all have different stories, different backstories, but when you're in a team, that's what unites you, one goal. So it's an incredible, kind of powerful team you have. You've all been through a lot. Talk to us about everyone on it.
Yeah, it's strange because when you hang out with a bunch of amputees, like you just kind of have this kind of unwritten rule that you understand each other, and regardless of how you became amputees, it's just this common thing that you have, that you shared experience, and you just get it. Like everyone kind of gets it. So I think it brings you closer just from the off, like even just having that. But yeah, as a team, you know, like you say, we've all got our different stories, different reasons of, you know, why we got here, but
the feelings behind all
similar, absolutely,
how we adapt and overcome. So,
and Sarah, you say you found sport quite tricky growing up. So can you believe you've fallen into like a football team and you're about to go to possibly a World Cup?
It is insane, yeah. Yeah, I always avoided sports when I was younger. I've worn a prosthetic since I was 1 year old. And it was just, you know, there weren't the.
Cute baby.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, that's
my
me.
word.
There weren't the advances in the prosthetics that there are nowadays available. So it was just too tricky. And I think sort of as a defence mechanism, I just said, I don't want to do it. I'm not sporty. I'm gonna, you know, leave it to the others. And I sort of avoided it. for a long, long time until, this team came along and I just thought, why not?
I don't know how you girls do it.
We try to reel them in and then they get stuck and they can't leave.
We just fall in love with the game. Do you reel them in,
Yeah, she does.
He's stuck now.
Do you know what's amazing about it, though, is when you watch the sport itself, how incredibly technical it is.
Yeah.
Because Rebecca, just describe how you play at home, because you're all on your crutches, and there are a lot of rules around what you can use, not use. Tell everyone about that.
Exactly. So basically, every amputee has to take their prosthesis off. So we have to use crutches, and all goalies are upper limb, and then if their limb is a certain length, they have to have it strapped, so they can't use it as an advantage. And the physical endurance it takes to actually get up and down on a pitch is crazy.
Like, his shoulders must be in bits at the end of a game, are they?
Absolutely.
Rebecca, like, you made it to the team because of Eurovision and Sam Ryder, is that right?
Know,
How did that happen?
I tell you what, this is a bit of a crazy situation. Eurovision has got a lot to answer for.
Welcome to Disability Sport, by the way. This is what happens. Disability Sport, you'll find so many similar stories to, we joined, how? Well.
So basically, Sam Ryder, he wrote a song, I Am a Mountain, for Ottobock, and he actually wrote it before he became massive. But he wrote it around our amputee community and all the struggles that people have faced and the challenges that they've overcome. So he was really inspired by that. So when he was asked to go to Eurovision, he brought us all on stage with us because he said, right, OK, I wrote this song for them. They have to be with us on stage.
Amazing.
And
did he see you climb Kilimanjaro then? Was that it? Or, 'cause I know you climbed Kilimanjaro, didn't you?
I know. I did that in 2019. That was an awesome experience. I was having a pretty tough time at the time. I was separating with the children's father and going through some mental challenges and everything. And I did that, and it really kind of got me thinking that our mind within reason is much stronger than our physical form.
Just prove she can do anything.
Can.
She all the time doubts
all
herself.
of us can. Do you know what I mean? But I grew up in the 80s, so there was not much awareness around. Well, there wasn't any. I didn't know any disabled people, and we want to do it for those little girls, don't we?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what you're doing. Actually, is I think possibly the most important thing. Inspiring young people, let them know it's possible. We want to get you. You went to the Euros. You want to go to the World Cup in Colombia. So this is your chance. Speak to the nation, Shelby. I'll let you drive it here, OK? There they are. Camera 2 over there, the red light.
Number 2. Oh, I got
Tell them what you need and how you're going to get it.
So we need all the support we can get, not just financially, but just getting it out there, getting all those little girls, able, disabled, everybody deserves to play and love football the way we do. Football's been my life growing up, and if it means that I can provide that for someone else, then, you know, these are our jobs. Like, we don't look at going, oh, well, we're going out to do a job to, you know, compete. We're going out to inspire the next generation. And without your support and without, you know, the nation, and we hope to inspire a nation, not just the disabledness, not just the ableness, but, you know, we always say disabled doesn't mean unabled. So if we've got the support behind us, then we've got nothing stopping us from bringing trophies home.
We want to bring it home as well.
You want to bring it home, and on a very practical level, 40 grand gets a company name on your shirt. Yeah? For the World Cup, yeah?
Yeah, we think so.
So if somebody out there wants... I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. There should be some guidelines. I can't do this. I don't care.
It isn't just kits, like you say.
It's everything.
It's not just kits. It is crutches. It's, you know, gloves. It's
travel,
for women, sports bras. You know, something as simple as that you don't think about. But then when you go, oh, actually... they're expensive.
Ladies, you are so inspiring. As I said it earlier, like your disabilities, you've actually used them as your superpower, and you are inspiring so many people today. Thank you so much.
Get over there, because it'd be nice for England to win a trophy.
Will you come back and let us know how you get on?
100%. We will.
Invite me for a good time.
All right.
We'll be there.
I'm sensing that. I'm sensing that. Thank you so much. Good luck. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. It's cool, right? I mean, scary, but cool.
Very scary.
For some people, though, a trip to the cinema to watch storm chasers track down some of the world's most extreme weather, it's just not enough, you see, Josie. You know, some people just actually need to go and actually do it themselves. Yeah.
Yes, they do. And two of those people are Brits, Laura Gaynor and Paul Bottom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Fair to say you are not fair weather people, are you? I mean, Laura, you've got into this in the last 12 months and you actually provide holidays to go and storm chase yourself, don't you, Paul?
That's correct, yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely, you'd think it's absolutely bonkers, but you love it. I mean, how did you get into it?
I mean, I got into it 20 years ago. It was, I was actively interested in weather at school and I wanted to see a tornado. My wife booked me on holidays to go and see. I didn't know you could do that. And then I turned it into a business. So I had to learn how to forecast and chase. But yeah, turned it into a business.
Were your wife and yourself getting on quite well at the time when she booked you a holiday to tornadoes? Go along. I think
they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Right. So when I'm away for sort of 3 months of the year. But she, you know, they worry about me, obviously.
But it is so. I mean, it's so dangerous. You know, the weather. These tornadoes, they are extremely dangerous.
They are.
But what made you want to go and chase all these storms? You know, you're not worried about the danger at all, Paul?
It can be a worry, but you know, I want to actually show people these amazing things that are on planet Earth, and to take someone out there and see their reaction for the first time. That's £1 million to me because people react differently. People will, you know, like the tornado that was just on the beach.
Is this your footage, Paul?
Yeah, this is our footage here. Yeah. So this was an EF4 and we're literally 300 yards away from it. This one we're about a mile away, but so many different reactions. One guy was crying, one guy was saying, can we get closer? So everybody has different reactions.
So for you is the beauty of the storm, really? Yeah, the beauty of it all.
And also pitting our wits against trying to be in the right place at the right time. That's
it's not as easy as people think. Yeah, they think you can just go, oh, there's going to be a tornado there today, we can get there. There's so much forecasting and planning and stuff behind it to get there and be on a tornado.
We're going to talk about that bit of it in a moment. But just for everyone at home, get us there. There's a storm brewing. You're hundreds of yards from it. What's it like? What's it feel like? What are the sounds like? Get us there,
It's hard
Laura.
to describe, though, isn't it? It's just, it's the feeling, it's seeing it, and it's so extreme, so beautiful, but something so beautiful can be so destructive as well. But it's... You can't describe it.
Do you feel...
You can feel, you can smell, like, the dirt in the air, the smell, like that was one of my favourite memories. Yeah, the video they've got going now. It was it's like core memories. Just you can't even really describe it. It's just it's something you're passionate about that you just love. Yeah.
So it's the energy of it, the energy of the storm.
It's the build-up. Because during the day, you know, storms can start from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a bright blue sky, and you're watching a cumulus cloud bubble up, and then you start tracking it until probably 9 o'clock at night.
But then sometimes Mother Nature beats us.
Yeah,
so you've got all of the conditions that are perfect, and then you get a few clouds go up, and then they just get dampened down. Blue skies, night time. Mother Nature won, storm chasers nil.
What's a trip like? Why do people join you? What do they actually do?
On my trips, we have a varying audience. So we have bucket list people who want to see volcanoes, tornadoes, sharks. We'll get people that are having a 40th or a 50th birthday, active photographers who really want to kind of get landscape, you know, there's some pictures like that one there. To actually set that up takes quite a lot of doing. To actually get the 3 cars in position, the right light, and I've been trying to get that picture for about 10 years. And then in Texas in June, it happened. I said, quick, let's get the cars. And we actually got me and the whole of my team with the picture there.
Well, what makes a perfect storm? Because there's all different sorts of storms.
There's different types, There's 3 different types of supercell. There's an LP, low precipitation. There's a classic, and there's a HP, high precipitation. High precipitation ones are the hardest to chase because they're full of hail, wind, and you've got to get in and dirty to actually see what's going on. The classic tend to be the ones that drop multiple tornadoes. And the low precipitation ones are the very pretty kind of barber pole ones with the beautiful shapes and,
Laura, have you ever had any close encounters? Have you ever, you know, because as we said, it's quite dangerous, isn't it?
I did. So last year it was a bucket list thing for me. So we went on a tour I loved it so much that I went back out again. So I didn't see anything on the first 10 days, but then the second trip I went out and saw 5 in one day. Wow. So it was like, that was my first sight seeing a tornado. So like
Scary?
literally in a field. No, loved it.
No, not scary
Yeah, I
at
was
all.
like, can we get closer?
I mean, it looks terrifying, Laura, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks...
No, I love it.
You are
yeah.
in danger there, right? It could...
It can be, yeah. But it's, I think I've picked up enough. It's about getting that knowledge. And I've chased with veterans, learned from veterans, done loads of geeking up online. There's lots of data out there for you to just swat up and learn to get that safety. And it's always making sure...
I'm classed as a veteran.
Yeah.
It's the grey hair.
Isn't it incredible what Mother Earth can do? We are very, very, very lucky. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
No worries.
You need to come out with me next year.
All right, I'll think about that. I might come out.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Who knew Holly Willoughby, our very own Mystic Meg there, predicted 5?
She knows her sport, because what you say, stuff on this sofa, it happens. So if you say Tom Daly's going to make 6 Olympics, he'll go to LA and he'll bag another one. That's what's going to happen. I'm delighted to say Olympic legend, all-round great fella, Tom Daly, joins us now live from Paris, from the Eurosport sofa, now part of the punditry team there. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, not going to lie, since the competition, but it's been amazing, actually. And I've gone into my 5th games, compete in front of my family and friends. It was really special.
Tom, you look tired.
I feel tired. Yeah, you look tired. Oh, thank you very much.
No, I mean, you look great. But have you been celebrating that silver medal?
Sadly not, because, you know, I've been with my family, which has been the nice thing. So I've been up early with the kids this morning.
Phoenix keeping them awake, you see. There you go.
Yeah,
Tom,
yeah.
The lovely thing about you is we've watched you over the years. I mean, we've just shown a clip of you there, and you must have been about 13, 14. And we've gone through it with you. Is it strange, you know, watching your life back and everybody knows your ups and downs?
It does feel very weird to have, you know, my whole life documented in that way. But at the same time, I kind of feel lucky to be able to have that moment for my kids to be able to one day look back and see all of the things that I did and all of the things that they've kind of helped me and inspired me to do. You know, if it wasn't for Robbie, I wouldn't have come back for these Olympic Games. And, you know, I'm very glad that I did, you know, coming away with another medal. But it's also really special whenever I bump into people in the streets or whatever, and people are asking questions about, you know, my diving. I swear people know more about my life sometimes than I do myself and where I'm going to be. But it is, you know, it's been great to come back and be part of Team GB again. And,
you know, you as you said, you were 13 or 14 and you were one of the youngest Olympians of all time. And that is a lot for a 13 or 14-year-old to have on their shoulders. Did you feel that incredible amount of pressure at the time?
I think when I was younger, I didn't really know what I was doing. I felt like, you know, most 14-year-olds, you know, I probably thought I knew everything about what the Olympics was going to be. But when you go into your first Olympic Games, you have no idea of the scale of it. And I just remember the first time I walked to the end of the platform, looked over the edge and saw the Olympic rings on the bottom of the pool. It really kind of just made me think like, oh, my goodness, this is the moment that I've been dreaming of, the moment that I've wanted to, you know, I've dreamed of my whole life to be able to participate in an Olympic Games and to be able to do that 5 times, and one of them being a home games in London, you know, it's pretty special. Yeah.
Because athletes, you only think in 4-year cycles, really, don't you, Tom? At 14, 15, you weren't thinking, you know, Paris 2024. You just don't think that way, do you?
No, exactly. You think one cycle at a time. And I think that's something that's really good for athletes to think in 4-year cycles, but it's also really difficult when you finish a 4-year cycle to think, I have to start that 4-year cycle all over again and get ready for the next one. And as an athlete gets older and older, you have that feeling of, you know, will I get to do another Olympic Games? Because nothing's ever guaranteed. You know, in 2008, that could have been my first and last Olympics. So when you get to an Olympic Games, you have to really try and cherish it. And that's something that I've really learned in the last couple of Olympics, was to really enjoy the moment, really soak it in and take every single part of that experience and try and be as present as possible.
You're there because Robbie, your son, said, Dad, I'd love to see you compete. And what a lovely thing to be able to give your family, that memory. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have gone to Paris, no?
No, exactly. It was about 15 months ago that we were in the Olympic and Paralympic Museum in Colorado Springs. And at the end of it, there was this inspirational video about what it means to be an Olympian. And at the end of it, I was crying. My husband Lance turns to me and is like, "Oh no, like I know what this means." And Robbie was like, "What's the matter, Papa?" And I was like, "You know, I miss diving and I miss the sport." And you know, after taking 2 years away from it, he said to me, "Well, Papa, I want to see you dive at the Olympics." And you know, that was it. That got me back in the pool to have a little try. And I didn't know if I was going to make the synchro team. I didn't know if we were going to be able to qualify a spot for Team GB. But, you know, getting back into it and falling back in love with the sport again was really, really, you know, I've really enjoyed it and I've really loved this year.
Tom, you know, because you are a family man now, and you've got your amazing husband, Lance, which you've credited him. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? But how did you both fit it all in? I mean, you're an Olympian. The amount of training that you put towards your sport is unimaginable, especially with 2 kids. How did you do it all?
Oh, it is so incredibly tough. And I think any parents that are both working will be able to, you know, confirm this. It is really hard to be able to have 2 working parents and be able to have, you know, lots of time for your kids. And my husband has been so incredibly supportive because, you know, originally, you know, I thought I was done after Tokyo. And then 2 years later, I'm like, I want to go back. And he has been incredible with really putting his career to the side for me to be able to have the time to train, have the time to compete and do all the training camps. And, you know, I think it's definitely going to be my turn for a little bit now. Yeah. But it's been, you know, I owe it to him. And I think that's with athletes. You don't realize how many people behind you are supporting you and are there for you to be able to achieve your dreams. So they are really the unsung heroes behind Olympians, is the family members that are there to support you and, you know, give you everything that you need to be able to perform at your best.
That's the thing. The individual wins the medal, but the family and the community make the medal. And this is the other point about watching you grow and all these wonderful things that have happened in your life, but also your relationship with your dad, and your dad, God rest his soul, was able to spend so much time with you before that first Olympics. And when he passed, we went through that with you. Yeah. He played such an important part in your life, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was my biggest cheerleader, biggest supporter. I always knew exactly where he was sitting in the crowd with his massive flag that he would wave. And yeah, you know, I feel like everything happens for a reason in a weird way, but you know, my dad did get to see me compete at my first Olympics in 2008, and that was an outside chance that I would ever qualify. He also got to see me win my first world title in 2009 when I was 15, and I do wonder, would I have ever won that, you know, if he would still be around? And it's, yeah, I do hope that he would be incredibly proud of the things that I've achieved since then. And, you know, I remember I went to like a sports aid ball when I was about 10 years old. And I said on that stage that I would go to 5 Olympic Games and win an Olympic gold medal for Team GB. And, you know, he was in the audience then. And I feel like, you know, he's been helping me and guiding me along that way as well.
That's lovely.
Oh, lovely. You know, your dad supported you, and then you get to look over on that diving board and your 2 kids and your husband are there. It's this, and I think that's what we love to watch, isn't it? You know, you're a family guy, and you've made it and you've brought it home again. And you've also got a book out soon, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've got, you know, I did a kids' book. It came out a few months ago, and it was, you know, that was really fun to watch. That was actually Robbie's probably favourite thing that I've done so far, because bedtime stories became very exciting and interesting. It's called Jack Splash. It's about a diver and his friends and overcoming adversity, working together as a team and spreading kindness and love. And I think that's a really important message for kids nowadays. And it was really fun to, you know, be a part of that.
You're on the TV stuff, and I can't wait to work with you now. You're hopefully going to be around for the closing ceremony. I bet you want to party there as well. It's going to be a busy old weekend for you. How are you enjoying life on telly?
Yeah, it's been really fun, actually, because, you know, when I was getting ready to compete, I was so focused on the competition. But now being able to be here for the Bonsoir Paris show every night, and also being able to catch all the action, you know, whether it's the swimming, the gymnastics, the diving, whatever you want, you can catch it all on Discovery Plus. And it makes it so easy to be able to stay up to date with all the Olympic action, because, you know, there's a lot going on every single day.
What's that, Tom? There's 3,800 hours of Olympic coverage on Eurosport and Discovery Plus. Is that what you said there? Yeah. Actually, fun thing, right? Fun thing, right? They have it on the app as well. So, because we're here next week as well, you could watch us on This Morning and have the app and watch the Olympics on there. You don't have to go anywhere else. You can stay with us for the duration. Tom, I think you look amazing. You could double screen it. You could double screen it. You look amazing. Yourself and Noah, congratulations, by the way, on the silver medal.
Thank you.
I think you have another medal in you. Sorry, I'm just saying LA for the next Olympics. Are we saying
I mean, we'll
a definite
see.
no? We're saying we'll see.
I'll be 34 then. I don't know if I'll be able to get out of bed and still carry on diving, but you never know. I thought I was done after the last one, and then here I am. So, you know, but Robbie's already cashed in his token, but maybe Phoenix will want to cash in the token.
So we're not saying retirement here. We're not. I can smell an exclusive Tom Daly when I see one. We're not saying retirement. We're saying live on British TV today, Tom Daly may compete in LA. Correct?
Who knows? Who knows? You know, we'll see. I mean, I'm enjoying it right now, having a little bit of time to be able to not be in the pool every day. But, you know, we'll see. No big decisions yet.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Send our love to Lance, Tom. And I love the jumper that you knitted, your GB jumper.
Thank you.
It was lovely.
Thank you.
See you next week, buddy.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
The search for Jack O'Sullivan continues. His mum, Catherine, is joining us now alongside criminologist David Wilson. Thank you so much, Catherine. I'm sorry that we're meeting under these circumstances. Take us back to that night, and I know it's hard, and I know it's hard to watch that VT2, but take us back to that night when Jack went missing.
Well, Jack went out to a birthday party. He was in two minds whether he was actually going to go. It was with relatively new friends, so I encouraged him and said, you know, go on, you know, meet some new people. And, you know, nothing strange to think about. It was quite late that he went out, met some people in a pub for a drink beforehand, and then went on to this birthday party. He was in communication with me throughout some of the evening, just because I wasn't sure if he was going to stay out late or if he needed to be picked up.
Like any 22-year-old.
Yeah.
That's kind of classic behaviour.
Yeah, but Jack was very good at communicating. So, you know, we made our final arrangements when he said everything was fine, and he did intend to stay out a bit later than he'd planned, and he was going to get a taxi. So just told me to go to bed, basically, and don't wait up for him.
So then, when did you first realise he was missing, and then when did you get in touch with the police?
So it was at 5:25. I just woke with a bit of a start and just had a sense that something was wrong.
Mother's instinct.
Yeah, so I went straight into his room, and his light was on because I'd left it on, bed unslept in, and I just immediately had a bad feeling. So I started texting, WhatsApping, calling him, and I looked at my phone, and it placed him at an address which was fairly close to where I know he'd been. But obviously there was no response. He wasn't picking up and not replying to my messages. So I woke my husband and said, I really think there's a problem, and I want to go where my phone tells me Jack is. And that's what we did. So within 20 minutes, we were there.
I mean, it's such a unique situation because, does your mind go straight to there's a problem, or does your mind go, he's probably stayed out a little bit longer, he's bumped into somebody else? Yeah. You know, it seems sort of relatively normal, but you had that hunch, didn't you?
Yes, because Jack had never done that before. You know, if he'd gone out, he would always get home. And if he couldn't get home, he'd have no issue with texting or calling us to say he was stuck.
So at what point do you contact the police?
Well, we initially contacted the police about 7 o'clock in the morning after we'd been out for an hour looking around. And we were told that was not really how to go about a missing person and to phone back in about 12 hours. But we got to 11 o'clock and I was frantic. I really was. So we went through a procedure of, you know, a missing persons report on the phone. And then by the mid-afternoon, a policeman had come to the house to take a statement from us.
So tell us about the events then, as best you can, because they did start looking for him, and then obviously you start to look into the CCTV, right?
Well, initially, we didn't know what information was out there. We had a phone call later on that night from the police telling us that they had CCTV, which they believed to be Jack. Wasn't confirmed, but they felt very strongly that it was Jack.
said he was in close proximity to the river, and they had drawn an assumption that he must have fallen in. Gosh. And they said, based on statistics, they were telling us that, that 85% of young men on a night out who've been drinking, you know, been clubbing, partying or whatever, and they're in that sort of area, would end up in water. And so they told us they had some image which they believed was Jack. So that's what we sort of had to face, and we were distraught as a family, absolutely distraught. We didn't go to bed, we just sat in disbelief. But it was only the next day when somebody came to the house with a set of keys that had been found, and he was another policeman in charge of the search on the ground, and said, "Oh no, you can't take that piece of footage. We don't even know if it's a person, and we're more inclined to think it's the railings."
I mean, must be, racked with, like, uncertainty and
confusion.
worry when you get
Yeah, at that point, we just didn't know what to think and what to do. So, you know, we move on. A few days pass, and more CCTV is now being obtained and gathered, and it is now starting to plot Jack's route, you know, the journey that they can see him making. They show us because just to confirm that we are happy that this is Jack now. But for a long time, it only placed him at a certain point. And then many weeks later, because I really requested to see the CCTV myself.
Of course, of course.
And it was a battle, but the police did release it to us. And on that CCTV, I actually found Jack on a different part, walking, sort of heading back into town.
So you found a different sighting to than the police had found?
Yes.
Just as a statement from the police, we've kept an open mind throughout this investigation. Our inquiries have been led by the evidence. Each scenario relating to what may have happened to Jack has been carefully considered. We remain in weekly contact with the family to update the progress of our investigation. That's from Avon and Somerset Police. Where are we now?
Well, we're 151 days since Jack's been home. And we are doing everything in our power to continue looking for him, trying to seek information. We don't have a lot of contact with the police anymore. We have a weekly email correspondence with them. We believe it's still an ongoing investigation. And we are being supported by, we have a private investigator. We have a gentleman called Charlie Hedges, who's a missing persons expert, who's been incredibly kind and supportive in helping us sort of go forward. And we have, you know, from social media, which is not my thing, not my world at all, but we've had so much support. Somebody set up a page and it's escalating. And we are getting offers of help and continued support.
And you're hoping this will jog someone's memory?
Yes. I mean, you know, for me, I can see Jack on that last piece of footage. I can see him walking in a straight line with purpose. And then he's not there anymore. And I can also see so many vehicles driving past. And for me, I can't understand how somebody hasn't seen something.
That there's no other information. David, I want to come to you quickly, because is this something... This, to me, sounds like, I mean, it's like you're living every parent's worst nightmare. You really, really are, Catherine. And for me, it sounds something so kind of otherworldly. Is this people missing and then there are no sighting of that person? How common is this? It's so hard to wrap your head around because you're dealing with so much already as a family, but the confusion and so many unanswered questions.
Sure. And firstly, as Catherine and her husband Alan knows, I hold them in the highest esteem because of everything that they're doing and continuing to fight to find out what's happened to Jack. You're an amazing woman.
You really are.
According to government statistics, according to a charity called Missing People, someone is reported missing in the United Kingdom every 90 seconds. Now, that's almost like 170,000 people reported missing every single year. Thank heavens, 85% of those people are found within 48 hours. And what's interesting is that when they are interviewed as to why did you go missing, did you do this deliberately, or was this you came to some harm, what people will share is that often a relationship had broken down, they were worried about money, they had mental health issues, and so they were temporarily missing. They deliberately went missing. And again, if children go missing, so often they go missing as part of a custody dispute. So this is an incredibly common phenomenon, and very few people will experience what Catherine and Alan are experiencing, which is that their child is still missing after 48 hours.
Yeah. And why do some cases get more attention than others? I mean, it just seems so strange.
And again, it's something I've discussed earlier with Catherine, is that this is when that criminological concept of the ideal victim becomes helpful to think about. An ideal victim, somebody who is seen as having legitimate victim status. So that tends to be in gender terms, women as opposed to men. It tends to be younger people as opposed to older people, or it tends to be the very older, elderly person as opposed to a younger person. It tends to be white people as opposed to black people. So the news, because the news is literally the plural of new, will pick up on those cases which have ideal victim status. And of course, you quite rightly mentioned Jay Slater. Some cases get, you know, lots of publicity, other cases don't. And one of the things I've shared earlier with Catherine is that it seemed to me that Jay Slater became part of the mainstream media agenda because his friends were very good at using TikTok, Instagram, social media. And that in itself, because so many people started following that case, that creates an agenda for the mainstream media to latch on to.
Yeah. Well, this is an appeal today, isn't it? This is an appeal that, you know, like you say, there are cars that went past. You've seen in that CCTV any sighting. This is putting the spotlight back on Jack today, because that needs to continue until you get the answers that you need.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's unimaginable, really, to be in this position. You see these stories, or you hear about them. It's like something from a film. It's like your worst nightmare. And that's the only thing we can do is keep asking the question, really. Because I really strongly feel someone must know something.
Even if they've just seen something that they can't, you know...
And they may not even sort of
realise.
Think it's valid, but it could connect dots that need connecting, you know, so any
what
information.
should they do? If people are jogged by this and members are jogged by this, what would you say they should get in touch with the police?
Yes, I mean, there is the police number, there's a crime number that's associated with it. We also have a website that has been very kindly set up for information. We have a reward in place for anybody that would provide the information that would directly lead us to finding Jack. And yeah, so there is an email address attached to that.
Okay.
And there is also an organisation for anybody that's been similarly worried called missingpeople.org, where there's lots of helplines that they can contact through that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine.
And well done.
Appreciate it. Thank you, David.
Thanks for your time.
The statement from Avon and Somerset Police, the complaint from Jack O'Sullivan's family is being looked at by our professional standards department. Detectives have carried out an extensive investigation since he went missing. We fully appreciate the distress and anguish this is having on Jack's family, and our thoughts are very much with them.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Now, when you place an Amazon order, you might not think about the person who delivers the parcel. But for Elizabeth Crooks, the man who delivered said parcel ended up saving her life.
Yes, it's an incredible story. Earlier this month, Elizabeth experienced a medical emergency and collapsed at her home in Northern Ireland.
But thankfully, her brave 6-year-old son, Aidan, knew exactly what to do. Take a look at this.
Excuse me. Thank you. Can you help me, Mum?
Oh.
Is she downstairs? Can you help her?
Is she okay?
She bent.
Yes, yes. And there's 2 small children here.
Are you in the house?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm delivering. The 2 children asked me to come in.
All right.
So Aidan's quick thinking saved his mum life, and we're very pleased to say a very proud Elizabeth joins us with Hero Aidan right now. Morning.
Ian, say morning.
Good morning. You are on the telly. That is you. Look at you.
Aidan, who you got with you there? Who's that?
Who's that? Look. Who's this?
Baby.
Baby Teddy.
Baby Teddy. It's good to have Baby Teddy and Aidan and Elizabeth with us. Elizabeth, tell us about that day. So just give us some background. You've got some health issues.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I do have a few chronic illnesses. But on that day, I just felt generally unwell the minute I waked up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was meant to be going out with the older two for my birthday of all days. But
this was your birthday?
It was my birthday.
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh.
my birthday. What a birthday.
Yeah.
But yes, by the time I got up and dressed, I was like, no, something's not right here. And I started to feel the really fast heart rate, started to feel very unwell. So, I ended up calling for help, but unfortunately, before it came, I ended up passing out. So, yeah, it's not a good day at all.
No.
So initially you called an ambulance, but you also called your mum,
Yes,
right?
yeah. So I let my mum know I wasn't well. She was on her way up to the house. And then I did call an ambulance, but about 10 minutes after, I ended up passing out. And that's when my son noticed.
Because you sort of knew your symptoms to a point.
I knew, yeah. So normally when you lie down, it does calm down, sort of settle, but it just wasn't. It just kept going higher. So when I called the ambulance, I was about 160 heartbeat, and then just before I passed out, I was about 180. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
it was quite high.
Oh, my goodness me.
Aidan, what do you remember from that day? Do you remember Mummy being ill?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then do you remember what happened?
Yes.
Well, can you tell us what happened? The delivery driver turned up, yeah? And what did you say to him?
And my mum fainted.
Yeah. And then, but you're such a good boy because you picked up the package, didn't you?
He remembered the delivery.
Yeah. And then, had you trained him to do that? Was he,
Packaging or what? No, from a young age, to be fair, yeah. Because of my health, we did teach them at a young age what to do in emergencies. So thankfully, this is hopefully the first and last time they've had to use it. But it's obviously paid off. Like, he was so calm. It didn't really hit him until the ambulance came, didn't it? And I'm very, very proud of him, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, in that it's... Kids are around the house, and you know what it's like when you're in a home and you're pottering about and they're playing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's amazing that he noticed in time and did the right thing. And, we'll talk about the lovely delivery driver in a moment, because to have someone that comes into your house that you don't know and to be so kind and so considerate and so good with the children, I mean, it's the best possible outcome, isn't it, really?
It is. And as you said, he was very respectful of my home. Like, even when I was sort of coming around, he wasn't, like, in my personal space. He was asking permission before he was, like, counting my breaths and things like that. So he was lovely.
Because the thing is, people are fundamentally decent, right?
I know.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, in many ways, we
we?
shouldn't be surprised by this. But what did he do? What did the delivery
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I was only really guessing. So it was when I found the footage and realised that I caught it, I was able to know. But when I came around, dear love, my first study was help. So I was talking to him like he was an ambulance guy. And then I realised who he was. And he sort of just introduced himself. He explained, like, you're unconscious, things like that. And that he had called help. He kept reassuring me help was on the way. And more importantly, he kept them calm. He was talking to my daughter and my son. Just so calm. Good. I now know he's a dad himself, so I'm not surprised. Like, he had that nature about him. But he absolutely distracted the kids. He was amazing.
And is it one of those things? Have you spoke to him since? Have you seen him since?
I haven't seen him since, but I do have his number and we've been in contact since. And it's been lovely to hear from him, and I made sure that he knew I was very, very thankful. Very thankful.
Nice.
I'm sure.
It's really good. I mean, it's a shame you haven't seen him since, obviously.
I know, yeah.
It'd be nice for you to see him. Hello.
Who's that?
It's Brian! Hey, Brian, lovely to meet you. How's it going?
How are you?
My mummy fainted.
My mummy fainted.
Your mummy's good now.
Mummy's good now.
Brian, welcome along.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being such a hero. We're incredible.
Me.
So, talk us through the day for you. It's like just a regular day, right?
It was actually a terrible day with the rain. It was horrible out. And when I came up to the door, Aidan came out, and I was shocked, like, because it was horrible weather, like. But it'd make my day easier with someone taking the parcel off me.
The package out.
But when he asked me, like, I didn't really have time to think, as you've seen on the video,
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I just went in and seen what was going on. I didn't know what I was going into.
But the thing is, like, it would have been quite a traumatic day for most people, and you know, you'd probably be forgiven for taking the day off or going for a drink or something, you know, you just had to get on with your deliveries for the rest of the day, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a long one after. But
Oh, bless you.
just get on with it.
So when you initially went into the house, Elizabeth was unconscious, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's quite a scary thing, you know, if you're not a professional, that's quite a scary circumstance to walk into.
Oh, for sure. Aidan and his sister were there as well, you know, and when I seen it, I was like, oh, Lord, you know, I had to take them aside, kind of distract them.
Yeah.
But they were too gentle.
And then what, you straight onto the ambulance then?
Yeah, straight away I rang them. And they were telling me what to do, what to observe, see if she was breathing, if she was discoloured.
Yeah.
All sorts of questions, you know.
And did you have any training for that, or did you just use common sense?
Common sense.
Yeah.
You don't get trained for this
You're
in
like
any job, you
the
know.
dream person for this to have happened. It's like that it kind of worked out in the best way that it could have done.
Yeah.
Do you have a package that needs signing for?
No, I don't. But this is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Hold it.
oh, that is for you.
Hey, what's in there?
Let's have a look.
Let me see. Oh, my goodness.
What have you got there?
They gave us some money to get stuff online.
Wow.
Maybe we can look at
Oh,
some.
nice. Thank you.
It wasn't underneath here.
Well, it's more like the card itself. So you've got a gift card for
It's a
500.
gift card.
I think Aidan
card.
definitely deserves a little present there.
There we go. And we, of course...
And right up the car.
We can't be, you know, we can't leave you out, Brian, because you have been incredible. You really, really
Is that tea or coffee?
Thank you very much.
That's tea, darling. That's tea. I'm a tea girl.
Some honey and lemon. Do you want some of that?
You love tea?
I love tea.
Do you?
That's
do you
honey and lemon.
Do
You
you
want
want me
some
to
of that?
make? Do you want me to
Yeah,
make tea?
lovely
We'll
stuff.
get you some tea after. Smell it.
And he doesn't like that one.
Aidan, there's nothing contraband in there. It's only about honey and lemon.
This is honestly such an incredible story. You're all kind of a little bit viral now, and you're all now celebrities. How are you handling that?
It's been strange, isn't it? Like, even like obviously like my community. Come here, sweetheart. Even my community like in Newton Arts, I would literally be walking the dog, and I know he's loving it now.
Loving life.
He's loving life now. I'll literally be walking the dog, and I'll be like, "Excuse me, I recognise you," and you're like, "You have to explain where from."
What about you, Brian?
Yeah, I'm getting noticed. I was delivered in her town twice since that happened, and people are recognising me. I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like,
What do you expect? You've done something amazing.
And Aidan
seems to be happening
He's very comfortable.
just
Very
fine.
comfortable with the new fame.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you both
Really
all
appreciate
so
coming
much
in.
for coming in to
Thank
see
you.
us.
Thank you.
We'll get you a cup of tea. Yeah? You
Want some tea?
Yeah?
Want some tea? Yeah.
Okay, we'll get you a tea. You deserve one. I can't. I feel like I also need some parenting advice. Whatever you're doing, please write it all down
Thank you
for
so
me.
much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. Last month, 15-year-old Jack Dolan said goodbye to his mum, Lisa, and stepdad, Dave, and headed out to enjoy a summer's day with his friends and his girlfriend. What happened that day changed the family's lives forever.
While with friends, Jack attempted a flip into the sea from the pier in Margate, but failed to resurface.
Yeah, he spent 8 minutes underwater and needed to be airlifted to hospital. A month later, he's in a hospice, alive, but with extensive brain damage.
Jack's mum, Lisa, and his stepdad, Dave, both join us now. Thank you so much for coming to speak to us about this, because it's actually quite raw. It's only a month ago.
Yeah.
Is it 33 days he's been in hospital now?
Yeah.
First of all, tell us a little bit about Jack, because he sounds like he was so much fun. I know he had ADHD, but that was like his superpower, wasn't it, Lise?
Yeah, he was just really wild, and he was like the kindest kid you could ever meet. Like, we'd have to jack-proof things. You'd go in, and you'd have to be very careful because he was 100 miles an hour.
The jack-proof thing.
We called it jack-proofing. So actually, as he was younger, we'd make sure things were attached and windows were locked, and we always had to be like a step ahead with him. But he was so loving. Like, he was crazy, wasn't he? But he was...
But in a good way.
Yeah.
He was, you know, there was no aggression, there was no... He was just a... I'd call him, he was lovely, but he was annoying. Because he didn't stop talking, he didn't stop asking questions, he didn't stop moving.
Yeah.
And he could make a friend in any room, no matter who it was.
They're all great qualities, aren't they?
Oh, we had a neighbour, she was very poorly. She was 60 years old, and he'd say, I'm just popping around the Karens. We'd have to ring him because he'd be round there for 3 hours, helping her with her jobs and talking
Watching
to her.
TV and...
And then at the other end, I've had messages from 4 different parents saying how he taught their 3, 4-year-old kids how to ride their bikes. Brilliant. And it didn't matter where he was, he made a friend anyway, absolutely everywhere he went. And had good friends, because with the ADHD, he had no filter, he had no... So he'd want to know how much you weighed, where you bought your clothes from, what your parents' name were.
Really?
But he'd also tell you, so you couldn't... We weren't allowed secrets, because he'd tell you absolutely everything just to talk. But it meant it didn't make... He made friends everywhere. Yeah. Everybody loved him. Like, nobody...
It's a credit to you.
Yeah.
So let's go to that day and tell us what happened, because this is the first time you let him go to the beach without you. Now, it's very important to stress this, and it was interesting. You would always do assessments with him, wouldn't you? When he was diving around, jumping around, like you said, you have to jackproof things. But you'd always say...
Oh, look, I'm the worst for it. I'm a big kid myself. Yeah. If he's jumping off something, 9 times out of 10, I'm doing it. And there's a video, so we put a video up to show that he did it a lot. But you could see the difference in if you've seen the video that's online. I walk up to the edge. I have a little look. I walk back as I'm kicking my sandals off. I've made sure it's safe. Yeah. He said, "Dad, can I?" He's not looked. He's gone, "Dad, do you want me to go first?" Go on, in and off he's done, and he's done his front flip, and he's jumped. And
he's active, isn't he? He was really active.
Yeah, really, really active. But we'd assess it. Like,
you'd have a look.
I still do them things myself. Like, and he was my best mate. We did the stupid things together. Yeah. But I'm there to assess the danger and make sure he's safe afterwards. That's the biggest thing. His friends couldn't have done any better. Yeah. They were brilliant. One was in the water, one was on the phone to the Coast Guard. His girlfriend was on the phone to Lisa straight away. So before he even came out of the water, we were in the car on our way down to Margate. Yeah. They couldn't have, but as an adult being there, I know that I'd have swam to him. Yeah. Where that's the only thing that was missing.
It's important to stress this, though. It's not like he didn't jump and hit his head on a rock. He didn't jump. There wasn't anything submerged. No. This is literally just like a complete, freak accident. Just the way his head hit the water.
He knocked himself out.
We think he knocked himself out, winded himself, so, because he was floating. Yeah. And when he was floating, obviously, being a 15-year-old, they thought he was messing around. Sure. I think we would have thought he was messing around, because bubbles were coming out of his mouth. So you still assume that, obviously, that shows that he's breathing, and it was only when he sunk that his girlfriend realised that something was, wrong. Yeah. And obviously, by that point, with the current and everything, he wasn't where he sunk, kind of thing. So when, everyone was looking for him, they couldn't find him. Yeah. Because when she phoned me, she went, he's in the water. And I was like, what do you mean he's in the water? And then
so
I
was you were on the phone to his girlfriend? And you can hear what she's saying?
Yeah. And I said, well, tell him to get out. And she was like, I can't. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, he's in, we can't find him. And I was like, have you phoned 999? Have you? She's like, yeah, we're doing it. We're like... So I was probably one of the first people they called. And even then, so I was like, OK, we're coming, we're going to get in the car. And we started heading up towards them, and she rang me back, and she was like, we still can't find him. And then they'd pulled him out while she was on the phone to me. And I said, is he breathing, is he? She said no, and she was just crying. She didn't know what they were doing.
Goodness.
And I said, just talk me through it. I said, I was like, what's he doing? What are they doing to him? She was like, I don't know. I said, what's it look like? Can you describe it to me? Because I knew what I was looking for from the paramedics. And she was just talking to me through what they was doing, and originally they said they were taking him to Queen Elizabeth, which I knew then it's not a trauma hospital. Yeah. I knew we had no pulse, and we knew what was coming. Right. And then on the way up there, we got a phone call to say, change of plan, we're airlifting to King's. And they arranged they found out where I was, that was my location, using the signs on the motorway and that. And they took the car reg, and they arranged to meet me, and they literally got me from a roundabout, unmarked police car picked me up. They got me there before the helicopter.
Thank goodness. I mean, we should stress the fact that a kayaker was kayaking.
Saved his life, really, right?
And went and swam and retrieved him.
He's the reason that we've got him back. If he weren't there, the current would have took him, and we'd have been pitched up at Margate Beach waiting for a body. Yeah. The Coast Guards couldn't find him. Nobody could find him, and the kayaker, who wants to remain anonymous, got out of his kayak, got on the pier, asked one of his friends where he'd gone under. He watched the current, he turned about 30 degrees and dived in and managed to get all the way to the bottom and came up with Jack.
In the first, we went down and brought him straight up. whoever this man is. Like, we don't know ourselves.
That's a real
but
life.
he has
You
changed.
haven't met him at all?
He doesn't want to be...
Yeah, but I thought...
Doesn't want to know.
No, I did give up, like, the police asked him, I asked him to give him my details.
Thank God he's done that.
Whoever he is, he's amazing and he's changed our outcome.
That's a hero there.
Yeah.
So how is Jack now? How is he doing?
So we was obviously originally told that he wouldn't be able to possibly like cough, swallow, his eyesight, everything. Basically, he was going to.
We were told. The first brain scans, we were told that he was brain dead. Obviously, we've been told 3 times. We've been told to call the family to prepare to lose him.
3 times.
3 times. Each time he has come back stronger than ever. Now this is why he's in such a grey area, because children's bodies don't cope with what he's coped with.
Yeah.
He's so strong, and where he's always been active. He's always come to the gym with me. We've always, he comes to work with me, so he's physically strong. And kids' bodies don't survive what he survived. So his body's so strong that it's just fighting everything. And through the improvement, he's surprising doctors. We were told he was brain dead. Then we were told he'd be in a vegetative state. He's now...
He's spoken to you, hasn't he? I said to you.
When he was in pain the other day, I was holding his hand and trying to like coax him through it because we was waiting for him to have morphine, waiting for it to like kick in, and he just looked at me and he went, "Help!" And I was like, we were told he couldn't even swallow, let alone speak. We never thought we'd get words again. Even at best, we were thinking, you know, we might get to take him home for end of life care because obviously once you're in that kind of state, your body doesn't last long because you're not moving it. Well, now he's proven everything to be wrong. He used the right word in the right context at the right time.
Yeah. It shows cognitive skills, which is we were told he wouldn't have. We were told he was, like I said, brain dead or vegetative. He's used the right word in the right context to the right person. Much like when your toddler swears, and although you don't want, it's not good. Yeah. Because the scenario's not good, but when they connect that word and use it in the right context, in the right place, it shows intelligence. It shows which means there is something there.
We know you need some help. There's a fundraising campaign set up to help. But what would you want to say to parents about letting their kids go out? I mean, you guys have done nothing wrong.
I don't think I would. Although I wish I didn't let him go that day. Ultimately, he was going to be 16 in a few months. You can only hold them back. And I think that's the thing. You can warn them all you like. I think it is down to the teenagers to have that conversation with each other and just be like, if we're going to do it, we're not going to be silly. Because if you have that conversation and you just see the signs for something going wrong, I think you can put up signs, you can tell them not to do it. Teenagers will do whatever they want to do at that moment
I'm
in
an
time.
adult and I still do it.
Yeah.
So teenagers are gonna, but they need to be a buddy system. You know, if you're going to do it, make sure someone's in the water next to you. Make sure so there's someone. Just check your mate's all right. Even if you think he's being silly, go over and give him a poke.
Yeah.
And then if he is being silly, bash him when he's out of the water.
Listen, thank you so much for coming and talking about this story.
Best wishes as well. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck with his recovery.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Has become known as one of Britain's most inspiring women, a campaigner, a best-selling author and a voice of recovery and resilience.
Well, in recent years, she's made it her mission to encourage youngsters to be more confident. And following on from the success of her first children's book, Katie Piper is back with a second. This is Together We Are Stronger, and it's great.
I so appreciate you dressing to match the book.
Look at this.
Honestly.
Especially.
Thank you very much. It's absolutely perfect.
What a beautiful book, though. It's absolutely stunning.
It's really great. I said to you just, I was like, I'm going to steal this because my son will absolutely love it. How was it to write a second one?
Yeah, I loved writing it. The first one was this character, Teeny Mouse, and she's female and she's small but mighty. So it's all about don't judge a book by its cover. You don't know what somebody's capable of just by looking at it.
Sounds like you.
Oh, well, thank you. And you too. I think it's all of us. Like, you don't know somebody until you spend time with them and you see when they're tested. And she's come back in this second book and she's on this mission alone and she has her own weaknesses, which is OK. And we introduce all these new characters that are like her woodland friends. And they had things that make them unique and they had things that make them diverse, but they are their strengths. And they find out that actually in a group we can achieve so much more. And as a community, we're so much more powerful. Hence the title. Together We're Stronger.
It's like a superpower, really, deep
yeah,
down, isn't it?
I think
we were talking to Sam Thompson yesterday about superpower and our diversities are our superpower.
Yeah, and not feeling less than, and that actually, what is a complete person? Like, some people flourish in one area, others don't.
Yeah.
And if you can delegate and lean on people, then you can achieve so much more.
It's kind of your ongoing theme, isn't it? Together we are better, together.
That's what I tell my husband. If he does the housework and I come here to this morning, together we're better, you know?
Has he done it?
Not yet, you know.
It's funny, like we were just saying, it's like we're on telly doing this thing, and I literally in the break a message from my wife going, "The coffee machine's broken. What's going on?" And I've got to go home and do the coffee. Together we are stronger.
It's true. It's true. Do you think there are going to be more of these teeny tinies?
I hope so, because I've always written adult books, and you know, like, my messaging has always been about affirmations, positivity, mindset.
Love that.
Yeah, and as I became a mum, I wanted to get that message across to my kids, but turns out like a 300-word book isn't that interesting to a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. So having a picture book with illustrations and text was a way to get that conversation going with them. So I would love to do more in that space, yeah.
Are they like your editors for your books? Are they your biggest critics?
I mean, they're like my trolls. Yeah, they literally see the first edit and they're like, boring, don't like it.
Are you serious?
You know, they're like consultants, but it's good getting them involved early on and also showing them the different things that, because they're daughters, young girls, different jobs that women can have. So they're like my editors, my copywriters, they're my sketchers. So, yeah, it's a team effort.
We need these young girls, don't we? We need them in our lives. They help us throughout our life.
Exactly, your harshest critic, as you say.
Yeah.
Another project you're really passionate about is the online safety stuff. And this started after your daughter was approached about?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm working with Virgin Media, O2 and Internet Matters on a new online safety campaign, and it's called Find the Right Words. And that can kind of be the barrier where we don't know how to approach this subject with our kids, or maybe secretly we don't have the knowledge about the internet ourselves, so we shy away from it. I thought I was quite savvy because I use social media all the time. I consider myself young at 40 and connected.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, so I thought I was safeguarding her, and she was on an online game where I disabled the online chat feature, and somebody, like another player, commented on her score and congratulated her, and they had the username of a YouTuber that she loves. So she's only 10, so she got really excited thinking she was talking to one of her heroes, but the conversation quickly sort of escalated and it was actually an adult. So she shut the device down and she came and spoke to me, which I'm really grateful for.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it was tempting to, like, tell her off or put my own panic onto her, but I tried to say, look, this is what the online world is. People can impersonate each other. It's not always what it seems. And that actually led us to talk about how things can escalate quite quickly.
But it's interesting because she actually had it in her mind to come and speak to you about it. So she probably had that feeling deep down that something wasn't right anyway.
Yeah, and I said to her, look, this is really important to trust your gut, you know, and the campaign has created these 2 guides. One is around how do you talk to your child, what's the right language, the right tone, asking open-ended questions, maybe using news articles and scenario-based chats. And then the other guide is, what do you do? The practical stuff, the parental controls.
Especially
tools.
if you're not computer savvy,
Yeah.
you don't actually know.
How do you limit
Do you
that
think
stuff?
parents should know what's going on and should know how to use the technology that their children are using?
I think it's important to have knowledge, but I think it's also worth saying there's nothing shameful about using devices. They are good social tools, they're educational, they're part of modern day, so we don't want to shame parents.
Yeah.
And I hold my hands up to say I got it wrong, and I'll probably get it wrong again, because it's evolving all the time. Like, you think of stuff like AI and deep fake, you know, that is like audio, video, impersonating not just celebrities, but friends and family. And you might think you're talking to someone you know in the real world when you're not. So you've got to stay abreast of it. You can't bury your head in the sand, that's for sure.
Why do you think it's so hard for parents to be able to talk to their children about this sort of stuff?
I think if you lecture your children, they automatically switch off.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's about navigating it together and having open communication. And it's not just predators online. There's a whole thing of, like, body shaming, cyberbullying. You know, they're real friendship groups going online and having all those kind of politics and problems. So I think it's something you need to have the dialogue open in the house, and that it's never too early to talk to your kids. You know, I talk to my 6-year-old about it as much as I do the 10-year-old.
It's interesting.
Thank you
You're obviously
so
doing a great job of it, and it's really petrifying. And I think you're just dealing with it really, really well, so...
Well, the positives are that there's lots of help out there, and I think in your friendship groups of, like, school mums and dads talking to each other and educating each other as well.
Exactly.
Because together, we are stronger.
Absolutely.
See what I did there?
Thank you.
Congratulations on the book, and thank you so much for coming to talk to us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Katie.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Happy already?
I'm
Just
happy.
watching that.
Florrie is here now with her parents, Stacey and Andrew. Morning to you all.
Good morning.
It's so lovely to have you on the show. It really, really is.
Do you know what? You've made everyone so happy today, Florrie. Everyone is buzzing because you're in the studio today. You've just made today, and we've got you a little Barbie there. Do you like her? Is she lovely?
A wheelchair like me. I've got a wheelchair Barbie at home.
Have you? We've got another one now, ain't you?
I got a wheelchair Barbie because I was like, I've got a wheelchair, and you never really see disabled Barbies, but now Barbies have got so much disabled ones. I love that they have.
You love that. I
too.
love it too, and it's so lovely to have you here.
It's really, really great.
Is. It really is lovely, and we're joined by Mum and Dad as well. We got Stacey and Andrew.
Good morning.
Take us back to 2022 because it was an awful time. You were diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. Very, very scary. It's like a type of cancer in the blood, isn't it? Really, really awful. Tell us about that time. Did you know that she was unwell at the time?
It happened really quickly. It just started with constant temperatures, and Calpol would bring the temperature down and then it would come straight back. So every time I'd take her to the doctors, her temperature had gone because she'd had Calpol and she was happy. But then little infections kept creeping in, so I'd take her for one day it'd be one infection, the next day it'd be another infection, and they would treat her for that infection at the time. But by the end of, I think it was 11 days, she'd lost her legs. She was just couldn't stand up. She was very weak. She was in pain.
You knew, didn't you?
Yeah, she had ulcers all over her mouth. Her gums were really swollen, which is a typical sign of AML. She had an infection in her finger. And I work for the hospital, and luckily one of my friends had said, "You're not imagining this. You need to take her and just say, I want bloods done.
Yeah.
Don't leave until they're done," which I did. And thankfully, they did them.
And Andrew, like, Florrie's so positive.
Yeah.
Was it true that she actually was comforting you in this
So
scenario?
they phoned me, Stacey phoned me at work, and then I sort of rushed straight to the hospital. And as I ran in, obviously trying to know we needed to be as positive as possible, but I obviously couldn't fight the tears when I first went in. And Florence wiped the tears off my face when I went in and said, "Daddy, you'll get a headache." She said, "Stop crying, you'll be fine, it's okay." She said, "Stop crying." So that was like the first thing she'd said.
I said, I'll be okay.
Yeah, you said you'll be okay, didn't you?
So, hold on a minute, Florrie. You're going through all this. You're not very well, and you're looking after your daddy.
When Daddy came in, he sat there and he was crying, and I just screeched over to Daddy, and I was like,
Wiped my tears.
You are such a special young lady, and I'm so glad because she got treatment straight away, didn't she? She got the chemo straight away, what she needed. And then you had a bone marrow transplant, and that was successful, wasn't it? Yeah. So
now I've got a broken back.
You haven't.
It's not because of that.
Yeah. So what we're looking for something else now. She might have to have. Is it a liver transplant?
It's a lung transplant.
A
She needs
lung
double
transplant.
Yeah. All of the treatment has unfortunately caused a lot of damage to her lungs, but it was the only way we could get her cancer-free. But yeah, now she needs a lung transplant.
And that's why you've got your oxygen tank, haven't you? And that goes everywhere with you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be on the waiting list very soon, is that true?
Yeah, so she just needs a couple of immunisations, then she'll be on the list, and then we can't be more than 4 hours away from London, just ready for that call at any point.
Florrie, how do you do it? How do you stay so positive with all of this stuff happening?
Well, I really like to be with my family and everything, and it really helps me and stuff. And I just like to think about the good stuff and try and have as much fun and stuff.
And you're an online superstar now with your TikTok videos. How did that all come about? When did that start?
Well, we were in hospital and we thought, oh, maybe we should try and, like, do this because hospitals, we try and show people that hospitals are not just about sad stuff. You can have fun there too. So we tried one TikTok and then it just blew up. So we were like,
we were having fun doing them, weren't we?
We were having fun and everyone else enjoyed it.
I do like doing a bit of TikTok, and as I can see, you have a lot of fun. And it just makes people so happy, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. And it's great that you're sort of showing people that, you know, that optimism is so important, and you're so inspirational. Honestly, it's so amazing to just have you here, and even the fact that you're beaming with a smile now. It's just, honestly, it's incredible to me.
All of the incredible support and comments we've had on all of the TikToks really helped us as a family sort of just get through it all as well. Seeing that wave of support from everyone was amazing. Yeah.
And you've got the Be More Fab charity. Now, what does it mean, Be More Fab?
So Fab is my initials, because my name is Florence Ava Barr.
I mean, obviously, Fab. That makes a lot of sense.
Pretty fab.
And you've made a charity now, haven't you? And you've raised so much money.
Yeah, so originally, our town were absolutely fantastic. We needed to raise money because we were originally going to be potentially going for treatment was abroad. Yeah. Because they thought her options in the UK might be limited, so we were advised to fundraise at the time. Our town helped us raise over £500,000 in a month, which was...
unbelievable.
And outside of our town, too. The support was incredible.
We can see, like, wherever you go, she just spreads love, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Everyone just falls in love with
her. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Florrie, did you go and see Taylor Swift recently?
Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
I really loved it.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I'll tell you what. We've... have you seen The Masked Singer before?
Yes.
You've seen The Masked Singer?
Her brother loves it.
If your brother loves it, well, I would love you all to come down and watch the show. It's filming in September, I think. I'll treat you all. I can introduce you to all the guests and all of the panellists. You can meet Jonathan Ross and all of that stuff. And it's honestly the best day out. You'll have a lovely time.
I can invite you back to this morning and give you a tour backstage. You can come back here again anytime you want. You could do a TikTok with me.
Yeah, that's what we want. We were speaking about that earlier.
We're definitely
going to do a TikTok with you later. Oh,
what are we going to do? You're going to tell me what to do. You tell me what to do. I definitely want to do a TikTok.
Florrie, you also love painting and stuff, don't you, right?
I love art.
Do you?
We've got a little present for you. Ooh. We've got in a lovely little hamper.
Oh,
wow. We've got
yes.
That's a big hamper.
All from our friends at Hobbycraft. You love a hamper?
It's a big hamper,
It's a big hamper.
Wow.
That's all for you. You can do so much art there, can't you?
I love art.
Oh, we love you. We love you.
Genuinely, Florrie, I've got a 10-month-old child, and so it's the idea of anything happening to Wild is just devastating, and you've dealt with it all so beautifully, and you're such an inspiration, and I really love that you guys have come in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
having us. Thank
you, Florrie. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
The BBC struggles with the biggest Strictly crisis in the show's 20-year history. Paralympian Will Bailey becomes the latest celebrity to speak out against the show.
Competing back in 2019, Will was forced to withdraw 6 weeks in after sustaining an injury during rehearsals.
To find out more about this behind-the-scenes experience, we're joined by Will live from the Paralympic training camp in Slovenia. Hello, Will. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
How's the training going, Will? How's it going?
Going so well. I feel so ready. Bring on Tokyo. Sorry, Paris.
Tokyo.
A Tokyo tracksuit on.
You're not in Tokyo, are you? Just make sure you're not in Tokyo, because that would be awful. Quickly, Will, overall, so how was your experience on Strictly overall?
Overall, I've got to say it was unbelievably positive. And one thing that I really want to get out there is Jeanette was unbelievable. I worked so well with her. We're both so fiercely determined, and we both wanted to win, and we gave it everything. And she eked everything out of me that she could have done because I was rubbish at dancing. And I owe so much. She made me feel so good. Overall, it was good. Obviously, some things that I said have been taken out of context a little bit. I think there's a lot of things to learn from my injury and from the fall, from jumping off the table that I did, and I don't think that's on her at all. But I do think, and I'm called, people have said I'm woke for saying this, but I think people with disabilities like mine, I've got severe arthritis in all 4 limbs, and there has to be some kind of someone to help those dancers, because it's a massive burden to have to take on to look after someone with a disability. But it's great that the show sort of want people with different disabilities in, but they have to be protected as well. And I don't think that should all go on the dancer to do that. I think there should be some kind of expert to look on and to look after those people, because, and me speaking out, I'm not going to, it is what it is, but if it does help one person to not have an injury like mine, then that is unbelievably good, and that's unbelievably positive. And I just wanted to say that, really.
Well, Will, let's go back a little bit, because I can remember the first few weeks you were absolutely incredible, and you really enjoyed your time on the show, didn't you?
Absolutely, thank you. I loved it. Yeah, I felt like I was in a dream, to be honest. I felt like I was out of body experience, because for a table tennis player, for a nobody like me to get on a show like that, I felt so grateful, and I felt so honoured. It was just it was crazy how big it is. I mean, I was just Paralympian, and when I got on the show, everyone knew who I was, and I was just it was surreal.
Well, you was a Paralympian, and with that comes, you're competitive and you're driven and you want to do absolutely everything. So tell us what happened when you got that injury. What led up to it? What was going on?
Yeah, so I mean, we were practicing the dance, and it was my favourite dance. I was so gutted I didn't get to perform. I was Casper the Friendly Ghost, and it was the jive. We had the jump in the sort of, I knew there was going to be a jump, but we didn't practice it in rehearsal, and then I did it in the dress rehearsal, and that's when I jumped off the table in the dress rehearsal, and that's when the accident happened, and it was just really, obviously it was traumatic for me, because having a disability anyway, having Tokyo coming up, that obviously got delayed since, so I was so lucky about that I got a chance to compete. It was hard. It was really, really hard for me at the time. Obviously, I mean, I've been through a lot worse. Everyone who knows my life stories knows that I've been through a lot worse, but I mean, it was still very challenging, especially on that massive, like you say, everyone knows about Strictly. It's a massive show. Under that sort of scrutiny, they're not being able to walk for 6 months, having that recovery time, feeling lonely at times. I mean, it was mentally hard, not just for me, but probably more so for my family, who had to put up with me struggling.
And what was
not what was me, is how can we learn from this? How can we support people with disabilities going into these shows? And again, I'm scared to say it, because I sound woke saying it, some people say, but I mean, Jesus, if you can't say that, then I don't know what you can say, really, to be quite honest.
But what was the care like on the show after you received your injury?
Well, I was grateful that they covered my surgery. I think it was just I just felt that it was there wasn't a lot of communication after the surgery, and it was just get on with the recovery, and I just felt there could have been a bit more there. And I felt like immediately after my fall, I did just go to a hotel room, and I got ice put onto my knee, and I just felt like if that was my daughter or something, I'd like her to be taken to hospital and checked out straight away, and I had to sit there all night, and I was calling my mum, and I'm not a baby, I'm an adult, but I was put in a big situation under a lot of stress. I was put in a hotel room after tearing my ACL, and I felt like that probably wasn't the best move, but just that's just my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm deluded, but that's how I felt.
But Jeanette,
And I'm not bringing this up. Can I say I'm not bringing this up now? Like people say, you're joining the bandwagon. I've written to the BBC, like not me personally, but I've asked someone to help me write a letter.
Will, don't worry.
People say I'm joining the bandwagon. I've had loads of people, like Strictly supporters and stuff, saying you're disgusting for joining this bandwagon. My situation is so unique. Every disability is so unique, I've said this for years, but like because there's other things coming out, people are starting to listen to what I've got to say for the first time. But like I've said this for years, and also internally as well. I did write a letter and all that stuff. So I just wanted to say that because I've had so many people like so negative about what I've said, and it's not about that. It's how do we move forward with it? I mean, it's not my. It's really not my personality to be negative. I just want to move forward, but like learn. Any good corporation would learn from these kind of mistakes, and I've got to live with this. I've got to live with this injury, you know, forever. Like, so I have to deal with it, and I think some kind of responsibility, some kind of sorry would have been amazing for me to hear. It's amazing. It would be really nice.
It must be so difficult to speak out on something like this. How do you feel about speaking out about it? Does any part of you, you say you're getting some sort of form of backlash and stuff, do you regret it, or do you think it's worth it for what can help in the future?
Not really. I've been through a lot worse. I mean, I can deal with people's comments, and I think if it helps disabled people out, I'm not just saying in Strictly, but in the workplace. Yeah. No, a bit of, I mean, I just think that it is harder for people with a disability going into any kind of situation like that. I mean, I'm just speaking on behalf of myself. I don't want to speak on behalf of every single disabled person because everyone's so unique. Everyone's got their own needs. But on behalf of myself, to go into a situation like that and to be put in a situation like that, I believe is really not great. And I wouldn't want someone else to go through that, have to make that decision for themselves. I think there should be more support around those sort of people because it is challenging. It is more hard, and there are way more like dangers for people with physical disabilities, like more than the normal people. But I'm also quite openly will say that people can get injured anyway. Like the injuries happen, but mine could have definitely been avoided. I believe if the right care was in place, and I hope it changes. That's all I want, really.
And by all means, we know we're not beating up on Jeanette. She was a great pro, and I think there is a lot of pressure on the pros to be wonderful. And I know she checked up on you as well, didn't she, when you wasn't very well?
Yeah, amazing pro. She's been so, she was so supportive during the show. You know, we all, like I said, we're both so competitive, and we wanted to win, and she wanted to push me. She wanted to get the best out of me, and that's what you want from any kind of team. Really, that's what you want from any kind of teacher. She was so professional, so supportive, and thanks. Very talented presenter, and I want the best for her for sure.
Well, Jeanette has come with a spokesperson. Jeanette had a great time dancing with Will, and one of her favourite moments on the show was doing their contemporary couples choice. Her celebrity partner's safety and enjoyment was always a priority throughout the time on Strictly. Jeanette has never received any complaints and has maintained friendships with all her partners, including Will.
And the BBC have also got a right to reply, and they've said, we have a long-standing protocols for dealing with injuries if they occur, and that includes contestants receiving all necessary treatment and support as required. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. You've been absolutely, and good luck with the Paralympics.
Yeah,
it's going to be so great.
Thanks so much. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Try and get the gold medal.
Yeah, get the gold, Bob. Get the gold.
Love you, buddy. Wonderful stuff.
Thanks for joining us, Will.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Our next guests are huge social media stars, but their videos might not be what you expect.
Ballfluencers film themselves doing everyday mundane tasks, and we are joined today by 3 of the UK's most successful. Hey, guys.
We've got Samuel Wolfenden, who is known online as the Hoof Guy. There he is, hoofing around. He gets thousands of views on his horseshoe videos. Wow.
That name's so good. I'm obsessed with it. Whereas Yves Way turned his pressure washing business into a social media phenomenon. There it is. So satisfying.
Yeah, and then our third guest is Ria. Says that she's now earned a whopping 6-figure salary. What? Thanks to her videos opening and playing with children's toys. With the nicest nails ever.
I know.
Morning to you all.
Morning.
Thank you
Good
for
morning.
joining us. We'll start with
Thanks for the
you,
invite.
Sam. You're a farrier.
Yeah.
I checked you out last night.
Yeah.
Got into a web of social media. Probably lingered a little bit longer. I might have been there for like 15 minutes when I only expected to be there 1 minute. Really, really interesting. Tell us a little bit about, for people who don't know what that is, what does your job involve?
So my job's, I'm a specialist in equine hoof care. So my job's to maintain the health of the horse's hooves the best I can.
Yeah, and you've trained for this as well, haven't you?
Yeah, you train. It's a 4-year apprenticeship. And I've been doing it for myself now, like, nearly 16 years. So,
wow. And when did you start posting the videos online? Was that...
probably about a year and a half ago.
OK.
I just put a video because there's not much out there. And it got quite a good reception, so I just kept doing it.
I mean, farriers don't normally look
at this.
like this. They're normally a lot older. They normally keep their tops on. Was that just a one-off?
Do you know what it is? It was really hot.
Or was
it was
it really
30 degrees.
hot? Yeah.
And,
I mean, you know, if you want to take your top off, you've got to take it off. If you're hot, you're hot.
It's a hot job.
It's a hot day, you
When
know?
you're hot, you're hot. You know what I mean?
Whoa, look at that horse.
No, but
It's unbelievable.
It's 771,000 followers.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, no, it's
unbelievable.
Surreal. I honestly can't. But, you know, I'm grateful that everyone loves watching it and tunes in. I've got a lot of time for everyone that does. And I really enjoy doing it. I really enjoy making the content now, and it brings a lot of awareness about the trade. Not many people knew what a farrier was and what it involves. I had friends for, like, my whole life, and they were like, I can't actually believe that. I knew that was your job, but I can't believe that is your job. So it's been great.
It's so addictive, honestly. I love watching these videos so much. I just because there's a beautiful craft to it as well.
Yeah.
And there's something about the process when you I don't know the technical term, when you steam it on.
Yeah, burn it on.
I love it. So I'll literally be up watching these videos late at night. My wife will look over at me and I'm like, and I go past the naked ones of you and then I carry on.
Yeah, keep going.
It's like, it's
No,
honestly,
you're checking out the body. Come on.
I'm there for the hooves. I'm there for the hooves.
And you're so lovely with the horses.
Yeah,
You're
well,
so
that's
lovely.
an important side of it. Like, my horses are all the same. I look after every month because it's usually they're on a monthly cycle. So, like, I've looked after some of these horses for, like, 10 to 15 years.
Oh, it's lovely.
They like seeing you. Do you know, like, you pull up and they'll win in, like, they know I'm there. And then the nicer you are with them, the nicer they are with you. So it's great.
And Eves, let's go on to you, because you're into the pressure washing side of things.
Yep.
And again, very, very satisfying. I watch those videos. I like to see a good before, like really dirty, and then a good after. How did you get into this? And how much dollar are you making now, bud?
Doing all right. I used to have a kitchen renovation business. During the midst of COVID, the logistics of that got quite difficult, so I needed something else. And I was walking my kids to school constantly, and I could see driveways that needed cleaning. So I figured, right, if I like pressure washing, I've done it at home before, I can offer that service. So initially I started making videos so I could promote that as a business, and then they just took off. We had sort of millions of views and lots of interactions.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But how do you make the money? Because a lot of people at home are like, well, how does he make the money if he's just on Instagram? How do you...
Currently, we make money through sponsorships, so companies that want to work with us, then we have to sort of pick and choose who they are rather than just going for anybody, because we want to offer value to the audience that are choosing to watch my content. But we make a subsidy income like that, and then obviously we get paid for the services we provide when we're cleaning as well.
And so do you make more money from the Instagram now than you do from the business?
It's up and down. It's
Wow.
up and down.
Wow.
But the benefit is mine's very much sort of you're under the elements of the weather. So if it's pouring with rain and I can't work for any reason, I can make a video indoors, I can post it, and we might be able to earn some money doing it that way.
It's unbelievable. And Ria, you make a 6-figure salary with your business. It's YouTube.
Yeah.
And you're unpacking and playing with toys.
Yeah.
And just showing your hands, really.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you get into this? Because you was a teaching assistant. How did you get into it?
Well, I've been posting like consistently for like a year or two, but then one day I was at a store and I saw this egg that you put in water for 24 hours and it would hatch, like this surprise. And I thought, oh, that's different, I'll get that for a video. And I popped it into water and said, you know, come back tomorrow. And the whole video just blew up, like millions and millions of views. Everyone commented like, roll on tomorrow, can't wait for tomorrow.
And then I just thought, maybe there's something in this, like this whole mystery surprise element. Like, maybe there's something to this that could work long term. And then people started sending in requests, can you unbox this? And it just took off.
There is something quite soothing about it when I'm watching them. It's just like, there's something quite lovely about like this. Like, you do a lot of the ASMR stuff on it as well.
It's relaxing as well.
Why do you think people are attracted to your videos?
I think that ASMR is definitely an element because, like you said, it like relaxes people and it's like addictive to listen to. But also I think it's just curiosity. Like, people always want to know, like, what is in these mystery bags? What is in this egg? Like, it draws people in. Like, they need to know the answer.
Wow.
And you've got 30 million subscribers?
13 million.
13 million
on YouTube.
I'm bigging you up. By the end of today, it'll be 30.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then how do you make the money from that? Is that from advertising?
Yes, so from brand deals and sponsorships. And then also on YouTube, they put like ads at the beginning of the video then, and you get like 45% of that revenue. You share it with YouTube.
And have you just given up being a teacher now?
I have, yes. I never went back after lockdown. I just thought, let's see if I can do this. It's so fun. I love being creative.
Did you think it was ever going to become like this?
Never. Like, when I first joined, I didn't even know you could make an income from it. I don't know whether I was naive, but I literally had no clue. I was just doing it for fun and to be creative, and it just all took off.
Honestly,
You know what? I think fair play to the lot of you.
Honestly, it's incredible. I'm so addicted to it. I think it's brilliant.
Keep smashing it, and we love watching you. Thank you so much for joining us on the sofa. We really appreciate it.
I'll come along for a day of hoofing. I want to do some.
You should do that.
Yeah, I really want to. Thank you for coming on.
Do some pressure cleaning with us.
Oh, you should definitely. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
He stole the nation's hearts when he was crowned the King of the Jungle, and he is the smiliest member of our This Morning family. But Sam Thompson says none of it would have been possible without his ADHD.
Yeah, Sam is now teaming up with ADHD UK to help positively change what it means in the lives of people who have the condition. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit confused there because I wasn't supposed to read that.
You're still thinking about sunburn.
He joins us today. Sam Thompson is here. It's so lovely to see you. And you did win our hearts in I'm a Celebrity. We absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
And do you maybe put that to the fact that you did have ADHD and did that help you?
Do you know what? I've done a lot of things recently, a lot of videos where I say ADHD is like a superpower. And I genuinely do believe that throughout my life it has helped me gain a lot. And there's a lot of negative stigma around ADHD, which I just want to change.
Yeah.
I want to be like, no, there's so many positives there as well. And I genuinely do believe in the jungle when I was out there, you know what it's like. You have the energy and you want to speak to people and it gets real boring in there. So you've got to do something. So I would attribute some of it to it, yeah.
But I love your enthusiasm. I love how excitable you get. I love the fact that you hug longer than normal.
I'm a
you know what I mean?
lingerer. I love a lingering hug. Did I just say this?
I love that.
John knows.
When you first went there, I can't remember who you gave the first hug to when you went into I'm a Celebrity. But I absolutely love the fact that they were a little bit awkward. They were like, oh, gosh,
and it's
what's going on here?
Back to tell them to get off.
It's so genuine as well. I think that's what people love about you. It's like this infectious enthusiasm. I remember when you first came out, I wrote you a little note and I was just
the nicest thing ever, by the way.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And I just think it's so lovely to see someone who's genuinely lovely doing well. How was your ADHD in terms of your education when you were younger?
It was a struggle, mate. I'm not going to lie. It was bad, actually. And I remember I once cried into my textbooks at school. I'll never forget that. I basically was trying to revise. I tried to be a good student, and I would sit in my little room and I'd open my book and be like, here we go, this is it, you're going to do it. And I'd read these things and none of it would go in. I was just reading words.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand how everyone else can do this and actually understand what's happening here. And I would get distracted by everything. I'd get distracted by the words themselves.
Yeah.
And my mum would completely be wandering all over the place. I remember just being like, I'm never going to be able to understand or revise for anything. And the only time I was ever good at a subject was if I really loved it. So if I loved something, this is why I would say this to the young people that I see on the street and stuff about having ADHD being a superpower. I think when you adore something, I love classical civilization. I love my ancient Greek myths.
Did you?
Like Stephen Fry is like a hero of mine. And so because I'm so invested, I love Harry Potter. I know all the lore. So I do all the deep dives into the lore and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a proper nerd. So all that stuff, I'm so proficient in. But anything that I actually don't find interesting, I struggle so much to even slightly understand it.
I think what it comes down to, isn't it? It's like different people want to learn in different ways.
Yeah.
And so, like, some people learn a certain way really well, certain people just... And because the education system is one particular way for one particular type of person, that's what makes it really difficult, I think.
It is. And also, I think I was probably the last generation where no one quite knew what was going on as well.
And every brain is different. You know, it's not just about how we learn, because that's just how we learn. Every brain is different. And so all of our brains are wired slightly differently. They all process information slightly differently. And there is no one set way of learning. It's why you need to have loads and loads of different options available.
Yeah.
So, Anna, with someone who's got ADHD, is there lots of different types of people and how it affects people differently?
Absolutely. There's no one-size-fits-all. It's like a cluster or a whole set of traits or symptoms, and everybody has a different mix, and not even everybody has the H. So some people will have ADD, which is the attention deficit and the difficulties with organisation, concentration, having the multiple tabs open in the brain, struggling with those areas, but not have the kind of buzzy energy, say, that you have, that hyperactivity component, because the H stands for hyperactivity. So it's not even the case that everybody with the attention deficit issues has the hyperactivity component.
Do you know what, as well? I think a big part of joining ADHD UK, the charity that I'm involved with now, I think, is to more for me to reach young people and use my platform for them, because it's... Look, I say it's a superpower. I'm very aware, by the way, there are a lot of struggles that come with being neurodiverse. Like, there are, that you've got to navigate. But I genuinely believe, and this is only my lived experience, but I genuinely believe when you've got, like, 8-year-olds coming up to you and, like, their parents coming up to you with their kids, being like, they were bullied at school and now they've watched The Jungle and they think that it's a better thing. Like, I don't want to sit there and say to a kid, hey, man, there are going to be struggles. I want to say the positives.
Yeah.
And I want the kid to sit there and be like, do you know what? This is actually, there are good things to this as well that I can set my mind to.
Yeah.
I worry that there are so many, they have a negative opinion of themselves once they get this diagnosis. And yes, there are struggles, but there also are so many benefits. I genuinely believe that if you set your mind to something that you absolutely love, you can just, you'll be the best in your field.
You'll fly.
So yeah, I really do believe that.
I think we've got some footage, actually, of you in your ambassador role, talking to some youngsters, I think we do.
Absolute superpower. I promise you. Put your mind to anything and you'll be amazing at it, as long as you enjoy what you do. And then, being neurodiverse, the best thing ever. I'm neurodiverse, I've got ADHD. And that means we could be, what could we be? ADHD friends. Yeah!
Oh, everyone's
so
using it
lovely.
everywhere.
I'm wearing the same outfit, Joel.
Oh, don't worry about that.
So nice. We'll get you a new shirt. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That's so lovely. And that child is going to remember that forever. You know, it's going to really set a course for her.
Mate, it's one of those things where, like, I know it sounds corny, but, like, I want this to be my legacy.
Yeah.
Of being in this industry and stuff like that. It's the thing that has struck a chord with me the most. And meeting these really young people, like that girl was so sweet and her mum was so sweet.
And she'll never forget that moment.
Do you know, and I hope she doesn't, because she, God, I don't know, I'm tearing up a little bit. She was like feeling a little bit bad about it. And I was like, no, it's just not bad. Like, you are the sweetest little girl. You've got the best life ahead of you. Like, utilise it for the right reason, for, like, something that you absolutely love, and it's going to be amazing for you. There are negatives, and there are struggles, not negatives. There are struggles with it. Like, there are with everything in life. But when you're that young, I feel like you just want to hear the positives.
Oh, Sam.
You
so
know?
lovely. And obviously he got diagnosed. For anybody out there who's waiting for a diagnosis, what would you say to them, and what treatments are out there for them?
So you can have therapy, which is going to be about kind of learning some organisational skills, some really practical strategies to manage so that you can get through the day more easily. For kids who are at school, can get through school and cope a little bit better. So there's the practical component, there's the coming to terms with it and understanding how your brain works and how it's different. And then, which is really important, and that's where diagnosis can be so helpful, because suddenly it makes you feel like you're there's not something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, you understand.
It's normal.
That's exactly what happened to me, by
You
the way.
understand. Even if it's not normal, you understand why you do things, what it is about your brain, you know, why you struggle in certain areas, why you don't in others. It's brilliant from that perspective. And then there's, of course, medication. Medication has to be prescribed by a psychiatrist. So if you think that you're going to want to go down the medication route, or if you think you want to consider it for your child, you have to get diagnosed by a psychiatrist. Everything else, you can see a psychologist, specialist ADHD psychologist, without a psychiatrist, but you can't get medication without one.
It's also really important to understand why you feel you need a diagnosis, right?
Right. So exactly that. So if you want medication, you have to have the diagnosis. It's really straightforward. But otherwise, is it about kind of validating your experiences? Because a lot of people feel validated when they have the label, and I totally get that. It's really understandable. But actually, sometimes if you know that you've got a lot of traits and you know that this is likely, maybe you can help validate yourself and go, I'm almost certainly would get the diagnosis if I went for it. I can work as though I do have it, and I can help people to understand that that is the way I am, because I probably am.
Yeah.
So why you need it, why you want that diagnosis is important.
Yeah. Anna, thank you so much for joining us. And Sam,
Thank you, Sam.
Just keep using your platform for this, because I think it's incredible. Thank you so much
for having me. It's been an absolute honour.
Well, you're part of the family, Babs. We're not letting go of you. We're not letting go of you.
I'm going to go to Joel's dressing room after this and nick a couple of shirts.
Please do.
There we go.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say
so
thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
And our next guests finally found the secret to a happy marriage.
Yes, that's right. Chloe and her partner, Stuart, were both feeling stressed after the arrival of their second child earlier this year. But they've discovered an unconventional way to improve their relationship.
Oh, yeah. Stuart has been sleeping in the garden in a tent. I'm here to explain more about the setup. And Stuart, you can come out now.
He's even in the tent here.
Oh, Stuart!
Oh,
Ta-da! Oh,
hello,
welcome.
Stuart. Welcome.
Thanks for coming in,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for sharing this story.
Yes.
So you had your second baby 10 weeks ago. Firstly,
Yes.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank
How is
you.
it?
Oh, I'm tired.
Are you tired?
Yeah.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be that tired.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm very well rested.
But the second baby, you've got a toddler as well, right?
Yeah.
So, Stuart, how did the idea to sleep in the garden come about? Because on paper, it doesn't look good for you.
No, I've just got out my tent on national TV, damn it. It's odd. It was having a toddler and a newborn. There was no sort of zero free time in the day, and the only time I actually had any free time was when everybody was asleep. And so I wanted to try to fit something in to sort of help me, but without feeling any of the guilt of not helping Chloe or doing anything with the boys.
Sure.
So
overnight makes sense. Quite
in
like
the garden, so you're not too far.
I'm just as close to his bedroom as I would be if I was in the house.
I'd say crying distance.
Yeah.
If we needed it,
To give context to this, Chloe, the baby's with you, right?
Yes, yeah.
So basically, Stuart would only be next to you, not sleeping anyway.
Right, exactly. And actually, Stuart was sleeping in the spare room anyway because I'm co-sleeping, breastfeeding. There's kind of nothing he can do in the night. So it made sense, rather than being in the spare room, for you just to go and sleep in the garden, something that you really enjoy anyway.
Not specifically sleeping in the garden. Sleeping in a tent.
Sleeping in the tent.
It's like a mini adventure.
It's a micro-adventure.
A micro-adventure.
So where had you heard this before, this micro-adventure?
There's a chap called Alistair Humphreys, a writer and a speaker, and he was in a similar situation where he was like a round-the-world adventurer who then had a couple of kids and was really struggling. And so he thought up this idea of sort of like the 5 to 9, that you fit in stuff around your busy lives, living in the margins of your life. And so bedtime is a margin where you don't think there's fun things that can happen when everyone's asleep, but actually you can.
And to give the whole context of this, you're fully supportive of this, and Stuart isn't an errant father.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
is there...
I really should stress this for anyone watching that think maybe he's, leaving us alone. I fully encouraged it. You are so much happier when you come in having slept in the garden.
So you've actually noticed a benefit in him.
Huge benefit. Yeah. And it's a really important issue, actually, like your dad's mental health. I've lost track of the number of people that have asked me after having my baby, are you okay? GPs, health visitors, midwives. No one's asked Stuart if dads are okay. And I've got, if I'm up at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, I've got my gang that can help me. no one's looking out for him. So the garden is.
The key in all this, when I read my brief, was what about the toddler? So does your toddler sleep through?
Sleeps through. And actually,
so that's nothing you need to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. And also, as I said, he's in crying distance. So if anything was to happen, he's also got his phone on him. He could be summoned quite quickly.
Would you take the toddler out in the garden? Because that would be such an adventure.
Well, so he was, when I initially did it, he was very confused about people sleeping in gardens. But
Yes.
fair enough.
Fair enough. You did take him camping
I
the
took
other
him
day.
camping last weekend up to Norfolk. So now he's got his head round.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was it? Because I really wanted my son's 4. I really want to start him taking camping.
Full chaos, yeah. But it was excellent fun, yeah. Went to the beach, slept in the tent.
So nice.
It was brilliant, yeah.
My long-term plan is to move them all out into the garden and then just have the house.
See, this is actually what we're going to be thinking about. Isn't his mental health?
No,
It's
no.
completely... This is
Very much.
She's just playing the long game
Playing
out.
the long
So,
game.
Chloe, have you ever thought, you know what, tonight, I'm going to go in the tent tonight?
Absolutely not. No, no. I've got the whole double bed to myself with a tiny baby who's sleeping pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
And you come in the morning. I think it's really nice, especially, to be honest, I would say you're a fair weather garden camper. It's been quite rainy recently and he's not been out there. But today, like today, I think you'll be out there tonight.
But is it true that
he's so happy in the morning?
Is he?
So happy.
Yeah.
Gets up early.
He's so happy.
Gets the packed
Of course
lunches
he's happy
ready.
because he's had a good sleep.
He's had a good sleep.
Tell me something. Are you taking this across the road to the park soon?
Well, this is the bit where I sound weird, isn't it? This is why we're on the telly.
This is the bit.
Yeah. There is a sort of park opposite. We live in a little tiny village, and there's a sort of park opposite our house, but it's just a field that no one ever goes to that's got some swings in it. And so I was just experimenting with being slightly further away.
You could have a walkie-talkie.
I was slightly worried that he was leaving me, but by stealth, just
every
gradually
night.
getting further and further away. So
Next week, you'll be in the next village along. No, I'm still here.
And then if we go to celebrity gardens, like, Gemma invited me to his garden.
I promise. Yeah, you'd recommend it, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's so easy to fit it in. And so things like going to the park was just sort of dealing with my worries about being away from them.
Yeah.
But being away from them, but actually You're
not that far.
30 yards from the house.
Yeah, exactly.
No, fair
Chloe,
enough,
is it working for you as well?
Is it working for me?
Because most people are watching this going, well, he's having his cake and eating it and blah, blah,
Yes,
blah.
yeah.
But, to be fair,
Well,
we've established that Will is 100% there as a father. But it's having that bed to yourself working for you.
Oh, yeah. The bed's definitely helping. But also, I think when you're in a partnership, certainly when you're parenting, you both of you need to be firing on all cylinders if you possibly can.
Especially with 2 kids.
Exactly. And so it's how can we support each other? And this is how I can support Stuart. And I know as well that when my time comes, when I'm not breastfeeding and, co-sleeping, I'll be able to go out and do whatever I want to do, but it won't be a tent in the garden. It'll be a spa somewhere.
You could have mentioned how incredibly supportive I'm being now as well.
You're being very supportive now as well, yeah, of course. I think we support each other, and this is one of the ways in which I support Stuart to help me. It's selfish, really, because it does help me as well.
Yeah.
OK, well, we can see, because you can see that you absolutely
It works,
you adore
doesn't
the
it?
kids. You're there. You're putting the kids to bed as well, and then you're just going outside.
He's a brilliant
for a
dad. I
tent.
really should stress
Well,
that.
we know that, and we thank you for sharing the story.
Oh, no worries.
Do you know what? You might have inspired loads more dads to do the same.
Well, so I know it's very funny, and we've got a tent on the telly.
Yeah.
But so obviously Chloe's going through so much, and it's really, really stressful for mums. But having 2 kids now, it's not very often that dads will mention their own well-being or their own mental health.
Just not talk
the
to
idea is that you just sort of suck it up,
it's
and
so
because
true.
the wife, the mum's going through so much that you feel like you can't do anything about it. So if me being
In a tent on
looking
TV.
stupid on telly makes some dads think about it or chat about
And
it.
talk about
yeah,
it.
Absolutely.
I think it's great.
And that it's okay.
You know what? I'm down with it. Come on, Will.
You go in the tent.
Guys, we want some me time. We want to... Go on,
Go in the tent.
Get in the
Me and
tent.
Dad, are you big spoon or little spoon, Dan?
I don't mind wherever you... I'm new to it.
Can you zip it up as well?
Oh, yeah.
Zip it up.
Where
Get in
shall we
there
go?
and zip it up.
Dear Babs.
Well, let's just come and sit by me.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. Now, as the highest mountain in Africa, the 6,000-metre journey up to Mount Kilimanjaro is a difficult undertaking for the most experienced hiker.
But less than 2 years after losing her arm and leg in a horrific accident on London's Underground, it's a challenge that Sarah de la Garde, I hope I've said that right, de la Garde has bravely decided to take on next month.
Let's find out from her. It will make her the first woman with a prosthetic arm and leg to complete the 6-day trek ahead of this huge challenge, and she's joining us now. Did we get de la Garde right?
De la Garde?
Yes.
Yay!
Oh, lovely name. De la
Thank you.
Garde.
Lovely to meet you, Sarah.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for sharing this story, because it is horrific. But I want to know, what was your life like before the accident? Who was Sarah?
I try not to think too much about it because dwelling in the past is not what's helping me. But I had a pretty, I would say, privileged life with 4 limbs. You know, I enjoyed sporting activities quite a lot. My family is very sporty. So, you know, archery, yoga, hiking and swimming. And now life is slightly different. So I had to, you know, adapt to this new situation.
How? I mean, if you don't mind, we do want to go back to find out how it happened. But how you obviously seem to be someone with incredible sort of, you know, mental fortitude and very strong. But how long did it take for you to get your head around the fact that your life had to adapt and you know, you wanted to be that example to your children?
Yeah, I guess in the aftermath, the direct aftermath of the accident, I realised it quite quickly that, you know, especially my arm was going to be a massive change. But it took me a long time to just come to terms about, you know, how my life was going to look like. And I still miss my arm and my leg every single day. Yeah. You know, the prosthetics are great, but they're no replacement for your real limbs.
Sure.
So let's go back. It was September 2022. Yeah. Tell us what happened on that day. Where were you going? And tell us the lead up to what happened.
It was such a mundane day, a regular Friday. I don't have a real recollection of what exactly happened that day, but I could piece it together. Went to work as usual, you know, stayed a little bit later because I had a project to work on and I wanted to make sure that everything was set for the weekend. I was meant to fly to Germany to see my dad for his 70th birthday. And then I went home, it was raining, couldn't get a cab, as it so happens in London when it rains. And then I took the split decision to take the tube, which was, you know, that sliding door moment.
Sure.
I was tired. I had COVID the week before, still recovering, and, you know, the warmth of the tube, and I fell asleep.
Yeah. So what? So then did you wake up, change tubes and go back, or that's where it happened?
So you went past your stop?
I went past my stop and then exited the train at High Barnet, realised that the same train was going to get me back to Camden, where I live, and, you know, that's when it happened. I slipped.
Was you rushing to get back to the train?
Not really. I think I just stepped out and turned around and wanted to board the train again. And then I slipped on a wet and uneven platform and fell against the stationary train into the gap that must have been, you know, as large as my shoulders.
And there's no one else there?
Well, there were people there because it wasn't that late on a Friday, but nobody heard me, nobody saw
noticed you?
No. And so the train departed and crushed my arm. And I remember that moment thinking, OK, well, that's not good. There was an intense flash of pain, but luckily our bodies are quite amazing. So adrenaline kicked in and the pain was manageable. But I needed to get out of there. I had a vision of my kids' faces in my mind's eye, and I could hear their voices so clearly saying, "Mummy, what are you doing? You're supposed to come home." And that's when that hysterical strength kicks in and you're like, OK, I'm not going to die here.
But then you get hit by another tube coming in.
Yeah. So I was on the tracks for a good 15 minutes and then the second train came into the station and claimed my leg.
And no one heard you at all?
And no one saw me. I was wearing this bright pink coat and, you know, I've got this white blonde hair and someone... I
suppose you can't speak either because you're in shock.
No, I was screaming. I was screaming for help. And so eventually somebody heard me and it's, you know, I think it's a miracle that somebody heard me and then, you know, extracted me, that the emergency services arrived, they extracted me from underneath the train and that's how I got saved.
Do you remember this?
Parts of it, yes. Yeah, parts of it. I must have slipped in and out of consciousness.
Of course, yeah.
But I was determined I was not going to die that night.
And you didn't?
I didn't. I'm here.
Didn't. OK.
Well, the NHS kicked in and did so much for you that night that you went straight into surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, when you wake up the next day and then you've got to come to terms with not only losing an arm, losing a leg as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the thoughts? Have you by now spoken to your family?
Yes. So, I mean, the aftermath is quite surreal because, you know, you have medication so you don't completely panic either and you don't feel that much pain, but all of a sudden you realise my life is going to change forever. How do I walk when I only have one leg?
Yeah.
How do I grab things when my dominant hand is no longer there. So it is a really surreal moment. But at the same time, I was so intensely grateful to be alive.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful, that feeling to think I can still be a wife to my husband, I can still be a mother to my children. That's amazing, in a way.
So you've done Kilimanjaro before.
Yeah.
You know, my wife's been up Kilimanjaro. She filmed it.
Unbelievable.
It is not easy. And it's quite beguiling, Kilimanjaro, isn't it? Because it's such a slog to get there, and you have to walk deliberately so slowly, and the air's so thin, and you know, sometimes it's just a lottery if you can make it up or not.
Yeah.
How was the first time you went up there?
So the first time we did an 8-day trek, and it was tough for sure. And everything you just said is true, that you have to walk really slowly to preserve your energy, and the lack of oxygen makes it feel like you only have one lung to get up there. But I was so intensely happy, and it was the moment, I mean, it was a dream my husband and I had for 10 years in the making, and finally we got to do it, post-COVID and all of that.
Yeah.
And I was so happy, and I felt in control and strong, and believe it or not, at the top, I felt I'm invincible, nothing bad could ever happen to me.
Oh.
And then
Sarah,
a month later.
when you get to the top, correct me if I'm wrong, you start out at kind of the middle of the night, don't you? You're coming into, so you almost always get to the top as the sun rises, is that right?
That's right, yes.
Right.
And it's
what a moment that is.
magical, unbelievably beautiful. But it was minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
It was so cold. The water in our water bags froze. That's how cold it is. But yeah, it gave me that intense feeling of achievement.
But that's what I love about your story is now you're going to go back, and you're going to go back and you're going to take your kids to show them what's possible, right?
Yes. For me, it is important psychologically to close the loop on the story. You know, it's going full circle. But also, I've talked to my children so much about it that I wanted to show them that life can be really tough. Things get thrown at you all the time, but if you have the right positive mindset and you're kind to people and they come together and support you, then anything is possible.
Brilliant.
And that, I think, is a good life lesson for them.
Absolutely.
Right. What a lovely story. And I'm sure, obviously, you are climbing Kilimanjaro, but the climb to recover from what you've been through must have been maybe even worse than that.
Yeah, so I joke about this, saying that I've been climbing the highest mountain ever for the last 18 months. And 6 days are going to be manageable, I hope.
Oh, it's so lovely.
Tell us a little bit about the charity you're raising money for when you go.
Yes, so I'm raising money for Stand, We Walk Together. It's a charity that recycles prosthetic limbs and educates clinicians in third world countries, developing countries and conflict zones. And I'm so grateful that the NHS has helped me, that the private sector has helped me so much. I've had access to all of this care, but not everyone has. And so, you know, it's no longer about me. The limbs are never going to grow back, but if I can make a difference to somebody else by, you know, raising awareness, improving visibility and say, you know, if you are disabled, doesn't mean you can't contribute positively to society.
Such an inspiration.
Sarah Diller, God, you are amazing. Thank you so much for telling your story.
Thank you.
Thank
Lovely
you so
to meet
much.
you.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.